Welcome back to the Silver Lining, where it's no filler, no fluff. We just keep it a buck. And today we're gonna be chopping up about multiple topics. Got a lot to get through. There's a lot going on, current events. So we're gonna get to it. Got the crew with me. Got Stan in the building. What's going on, brother?
Happy Sunday to you, man. How's it going? Everything's great over here.
All right. And got Kurt in the building. What's going on, brother?
You already know, man. I'm in here having some fun, man. I'm ready to get it in, dog. Happy Sunday.
All right. Let's start with the Ravens. Big game today against Pittsburgh. Guess I mean just what's your overall thoughts about where we are right now. I'll start with Stan. How you feeling about the team?
It's tough. This has been a really tough year, but it's still Ravens Steelers Day, and it's still Steelers Week, and that still means something regardless of records, regardless of division standings, regardless of anything. Losing to Pittsburgh is completely unacceptable. I don't give a fuck what's going on with the team injury. I don't care about none of that shit. Losing to Pittsburgh is unacceptable. As far as the Ravens in general, it's just been a weird year, bro. It's just been a weird, uneven season. The organization just keeps doing puzzling thing after puzzling thing after puzzling thing. The latest was the Mark Andrews extension. I have no idea what possessed them to do that now. I have no idea what possessed them to do that now. And what they basically just said is that, yeah, Isaiah Likely, go get your 10 million, go get your 10 million a year on the open market. So you just chose an aging tight end who has shown a lot of signs of slowing down this year. Has not been as productive as he's been in previous years. And you have a younger tight end, way more athletic, a lot more speed, very more versatile. Yeah, he can't block with his shit, but again, that's something that can be taught, bro. And you just basically told him you're out the door. So they're basically gonna be back there drafting another tight end in the draft. It made no sense. It made no sense considering all the holes in this roster, all the things this roster needs to do. They once again reinvested in their guys, and it's just like it made no sense to me. No sense at all to do that Andrews deal now. None.
Can I
I get they want to go
can I
ahead.
quickly respond to that
Yeah, go ahead.
real quick? Um at first I felt like you felt, and I really sat down, I thought about it, and like there's multiple positions when it comes to the Ravens and their drafting history that I trust, and there are positions that I do not trust. If it's a wide receiver, I do not trust it. But
Tight
tight
end?
end,
Of
tight
course.
end, I trust their ability to draft tight ends. I do. And so for me, I look at it, I think they're looking at it and they say, we like Likely, but we don't love him. And I think it's very likely they already got their eye on somebody in the draft that's a tight end that's going to replace him as the young tight end. And
We
they, and
probably
they
got five of them.
right, and they probably look at it and say Andrew still productive. He can still be our veteran tight end to take the next guy we're about to draft, who we think might be better than Likely anyway for cheaper. I think that's how they looking at it. And like honestly, when I sat and I really thought about that, I'm like, I get it. I actually get it. Honestly, I get it.
I guess, man, but I just didn't think it was. I didn't think it was something they should have did in the season with everything going on with the offensive line. I think a lot of people are just so focused on the offensive line because the offensive line has been like it's been the base of how this offense has looked like shit most of the season. It's been that line, and then people are like, y'all need to start. And again, I'm pretty sure they're aware of it, but the Ravens are just a very arrogant organization in the way that they approach player development and how they approach team building. They're very fucking arrogant. They think they know, and it's like I'm looking at the standings right now. Y'all 6-6 with a roster that was virtually the same roster that went 12-5 last year. What's the difference? And you just look at that offensive line. It's like, yeah, the offensive line is just broken down this year. It's not been good. Derrick Henry's a step slower, but y'all invested money in him. Didn't get that either. Y'all gave money to Derrick Henry, gave money to Kyle Hamilton. Now in the offseason, y'all gonna have to redo Lamar's deal. Lamar's looked like shit this year. And I'm not saying that you should invest in Lamar. Lamar's Lamar, but man, I just didn't get it. But at the end of the day, they got a game today. The 6-6. They win today. They'll take a nice hold of the division. They got the Bengals lurking in the background, but they can put the Steelers. This at the end of the day, if we can't beat this shit Steelers team today, we don't deserve to be division champs or anything like that. This is a bad Pittsburgh team coming here today with a 42-year-old quarterback with one good arm, pretty much.
He playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay, I didn't know he was playing. Okay.
No, Rodgers took all the first team reps. He's playing today. I don't know how. He looked god awful last weekend against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if they can't beat this sorry ass Steelers team today, I don't know. I don't think there's any. I don't. There's no hope. I mean, there's no hope in general. They could make the playoffs. They're not doing anything. They're not. They're not in the class of Denver, the class of New England, the class of even Buffalo. They're just not. And the idea this team is going to all of a sudden catch fire over the next 5 weeks. What have we seen in the previous 12 weeks to suggest that?
Kurt, where you at?
Stan said a lot, and I disagree. I mean, I do agree with a lot that he said. But I'm just disappointed in us this year. Like he said, we brought Derrick Henry back. Our O-line, I remember we let Ben Johnson go a couple years ago. On the right guard, we let Ben Johnson go, and I was just like, why would we do that? Right? But then we brought in other guys that were supposedly good. You know that dude, Falele, he made the Pro Bowl this year. Like, he's like our worst offensive lineman. Like he gives up the most, and he made the Pro Bowl this year. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, bro.
Falele didn't make the fucking Pro Bowl, man. What are you talking about?
Yo, he made it to the Pro Bowl this year, bro.
They announced the Pro Bowlers already. Have they announced the Pro Bowlers already?
Falele didn't make the fucking
Nah,
Pro
but
Bowl.
I'm there. I'm being. You know how I'm being funny. Like, I'm just being funny. Like how Snoop made it to the Pro Bowl. They always take a Raven that really don't deserve shit and give them credit. I think Falele's gonna be that guy this year that's gonna go to the Pro Bowl, yo. Just like Snoop went a couple years ago for 5 games, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always give us stupid credit for no reason, and I'm just tired of. I'm tired of having a Super Bowl roster, of having Super Bowl talent, and I'm tired of underachieving. Like, basically, underachieving, bro. That's what we do. We go 14-2. We go 14-2, and we get beat at home in a divisional game. You know what I'm saying? We go 14-2. We hold Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes probably had his most basic game against us in the AFC Championship, and we held him to less than 22 with the most high-powered offense and couldn't get it done. That's just what we do. And I'm going to just be honest, I'm very scared that we are missing our window with Lamar Jackson now. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I think the window might be closed already, bro.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. We got Drake May coming. We got Bo Nix coming. Like, yo, it's a lot of, like, bro, like, these quarterbacks is coming up, bro, right in front of our eyes. You got my man in Carolina, what he's done the last 5 or 6 weeks of football. Like, bro. And then they've come up with it's like a third safety QB spy zone type thing where he could sit there and just watch Lamar just in case. Like, the league is catching up to us. They catching up to him. Lamar, like, I feel like Lamar got 2 years to win the Super Bowl. If he don't win the Super Bowl in 2 years, it's going to be really tough. If he don't win it this year or next year, we might not get a Super Bowl out of him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've heard Matabike. I've heard Matabike is already retiring. I've heard that. Like, he's already gone back to Texas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without him, we have nothing. That man was still our leading sack getter with 2 sacks, and he ain't played since week 2. Like Mike Green just passed him last week with like 2.5 sacks. Like
That's our
without
sack leader, bro. That's pathetic.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Without
that's that's
him,
that.
Zach Orr has to go. I keep saying it. I don't know what he's doing. Like he has to go. And above
Well,
that, John Harbaugh has to go. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we need new leadership in Baltimore. We need brand new leadership in Baltimore. And we need coaches that know how to coach X's and O's. John Harbaugh has always been a leader of men, and he let the offensive coordinator be the offensive coordinator, and he let the defensive coordinator be the defensive coordinator. No, we need a Sean McVay that could put his hands on the playbook, that could put his hands on the scheme. John Harbaugh is excellent in preparation, getting the guys to play. He's excellent in keeping the guys together. He has a lot of excellent qualities. But time and time again, I see us get out coached. Flat out. Flat out.
Mhm.
Flat out. We go up by 17 and John Harbaugh just throw away everything we did great. And then we look up with 2 minutes left. These motherfuckers are driving to win to beat us.
yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of things that we got to work out. But like my man Stan said, yo, none of that really matters this week, yo. It's Raven Steelers week. It's gonna all Raven Steelers week will always be Raven Steelers week. We're gonna always respect it. As disappointed as I am that we may not make the playoffs, if we could beat our Super Bowl twice a year, you know what I'm saying, with the Steelers, you know what I mean? It's almost like that. It's like a playoff game every year.
Mm.
So twice a year, we play a playoff game in the regular season against the Steelers, y'all. Every year it's like that. But I don't know. I don't even if we make the playoffs, I don't see anything that lets me know that we have a puncher's chance. Like D Hop hasn't really done
Nah.
anything. Like Zay Flowers, he's amazing when we can get him the ball. Like when we actually get him the ball, I don't know where Rashad Bateman has been the last 5 weeks of football. Like it's so many questions. Like Marlon Humphreys can't play on the outside to save his life anymore. You know what I mean? So if it ain't a third receiver out there, what is Marlon doing out there? You know, Nate Wiggins, he make plays, but he gives up plays also. Like the only shining light, the only consistent shining light that we've had this year is Kyle Hamilton. Like he's the only person who's been playing at a consistent high level. Everybody else is just like, he shows up this play, then he don't that play. Like, thank God for Kyle Hamilton, yo, because like Roquan Smith has been up and down. I don't know why we even drafted Trent Simpson at this point in time. Very fast, very athletic, very physical guy. Tail of the tape, he
Doesn't
is a
matter.
Raven. He is a Raven if you go by the tail of the tape. But they put him on the field. He's out of place. He's playing hero ball, trying to do extra stuff, opening up for others. It's just like our whole Oway ain't did nothing. Like we gotta trade. We gotta trade for and do all of this and sign guys off practice squads because we don't get no push up front. What the hell you know the Ravens to not pressure the quarterback, dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just feel like we're doing
Yeah.
a lot, and we need to fix it in the offseason because that window for Lamar is closing. These young boys is coming up, and defenses every year they get closer to shutting his ass down. So, and he hasn't run this year. I don't know if it's because he's banged up or what, like, but he's not running. He's just not running. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the double QB spy, but Lamar he hasn't looked like Lamar the last 3 or 4 weeks of football. So I'm just getting excited about Ravens Steelers week, and we'll move on after that.
All right, but before we move on, Stan, what do you think about that? The window, 2 year window, and he's saying 2 year window, including this year. Do you stand? But you go with that as well?
I think the window's already closed, to be
You
honest
think
with
it's
you.
closed? Okay.
I think the window's
Wow.
already closed. I
Okay.
Mm.
think the window is closed with this group, with this coaching staff, with this
No, but
group of players.
with the quarterback, like has the
The
window
quarterback,
closed to win a championship with Lamar as the quarterback?
I think it has.
Mm.
I just think the time. I think the time was. I think the time has passed. I think we had a
Yeah,
great chance in
yeah,
2019.
yeah.
We had an awesome team in 2019. We had a better team in 2023.
Yes.
The team that went to the AFC Championship game was the best Ravens team I think I've seen since the championship team.
Yep.
And they didn't get it done. And like Kurt said, I think defenses around the league have figured Lamar out. I think a lot of defenses have watched what Cleveland has done for the last couple of years, watched what Cincinnati has done. Even Pittsburgh.
I'm not sure about
And
that.
I just think that teams have figured him out. They figured out how to defend him. And if you watch this season, he just isn't there. Like the big plays downfield aren't there, and the same players are there. What's changed, man?
Yeah.
You know, the offensive line has changed. The offensive line has digressed so much, especially inside. You see when Myles Garrett played us this year, Myles Garrett was but he did it badly to us because he was moving around. He was deliberately lining up in front of Falele, lining up in front of Voorhees. He was that might be the worst guard tandem in the NFL by far. Falele, sure, maybe in Madden. Falele and Voorhees are two. That's the worst guard tandem in the history of the NFL. They are god awful.
Oh my God, Voorhees
god awful. Guys just get inside them and just move them aside. Sometimes Falele's blocking the wrong guy. It's bad. It's really bad, and they knew it was bad, and they still came in the season saying, "Yeah, Falele, he got better shape." It's like, yo, so what? The nigga took Ozempic off season, and he still can't block. He was terrible last year, but we was able to hide him last year. Can't hide him this year. Teams that know it, and good guys like Garrett know this guy can't block me. I'm just gonna go right by him, and then I'm gonna push his guy. I'm gonna push my guy into him. And he's gonna get again. It's just been awful this year, and it's affected Lamar so much. Lamar doesn't trust his line, doesn't trust his coaches. I don't think he trusts his body right now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, as far as the window, I just think the window is closed with this current group. Now, it's just gonna be one of those. They're gonna have to retool the team around Lamar. But at some point, you're like, we can retool the team around Lamar, but is Lamar really the guy? Because we have history, we have it on tape. We have
that's true.
The proof this guy can't get it done in the postseason.
Yes.
He just doesn't get it done. So you start to wonder whether or not, even if we retool, I mean, the team needs to be retooled. That's the bottom line. The team needs to be rebuilt. Coaching staff needs to be changed out. All that. But then you have to look at, like, is Lamar the guy to retool this shit around? And I hate to even say that and bring that up, and I'm sure people are gasping at that part, but it's like, you got to look at it, man. What proof do we have?
Real quick. I know we got to move on real quick.
Yeah.
I can't get there because, like,
that's fine. I get it.
Was we saying that the first game of the season against Buffalo when he looked amazing? We looked like the greatest show on turf. Was we saying that? I know we lost that game, but was we saying that then? Like, I can't.
We haven't looked anywhere close to that team since then.
I don't think Lamar is healthy. I'm sorry. I don't think he's healthy. He's just not. I don't think he's healthy.
He shouldn't be fucking playing, bro.
He probably shouldn't. But what else? What choice do we have? But no, he probably shouldn't be playing. But we don't have a choice. We don't have anybody else. I mean, not anybody else that would give you a chance to be competitive. I mean, respect to Snoop, but like, come on.
Snoop can win, but he's not gonna. You're not ending. Yeah. You're not dependent on. Snoop can win. Don't get it twisted.
Should have been playing from the jump. The middle of Lamar without Snoop should have been in for sure. I agree.
But
I don't know.
I can't get there though. I can't get to the point where we're saying that the window is closed. I can't get there. Like, I want to see. Like, this year is what it is, okay? Like, we went into the season with Super Bowl aspirations. I have them no longer. But, like, I went into the season with Super Bowl aspirations. I'm going to have them next year because I don't think he's healthy. Let's see what happens the start of next year because, we're not even running the spread option stuff anymore. We're not even running it anymore because I think they know Lamar's not able to run like that right now. Like, when was the last time we even called it? The shotgun spread option stuff. We don't even call it now. So let's
And if they
wait.
do, he's not keeping it. He's not
He's
keeping
not
it. You'll
keeping
see
it.
it once or twice,
Not
but he's
keeping it.
not keeping
He's
it.
not keeping it. So
And they
Yeah.
know that, and the
let's
defenses know that.
yeah, let's hold on. Now, I don't think let's wait and see how it looks next year because I don't think he's healthy. I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. That's
I,
fair.
I can agree with that. I can say that's fair. And again, but like what I said, as far as this team in general, the window's closed.
yeah,
Now, as
yeah.
far as Lamar as the guy that you as the guy, I can say let's hold off on that discussion. But as far as this group with this coaching staff and these players,
That's what I'm saying. The window, I don't think the window
that
is
window's
closed
closed.
on Lamar winning a Super Bowl. Because, I mean, John Elway won 2 Super Bowls his last 2 years after all that
Yeah,
great
that's
shit he
facts.
did.
That's
So, as
facts.
a player, if we're talking about the player, no. But I'm saying, as we stand today, bro, we don't win it this year. I don't know what we doing moving forward. Like
Yeah,
this, like you say,
with this
this, that,
group,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with this nucleus of players and this coaching staff, with John Harbaugh as the head coach and Lamar Jackson as the quarterback, that window I believe is closed. I think
Yeah,
we've passed that.
Okay.
It's
right,
going to be
right.
a new guy, a new voice, new staff, new players. Because this group, I don't think. Again, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping 5 weeks we talk about the hottest team in football. But what have y'all seen over the last 6 weeks to suggest that?
Not much.
No,
Not
no,
So
much.
not much.
we'll see what
Okay.
happens today. But I'm not. Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, let's actually touch on some surprises because this has been a very surprising NFL season. This is a very weird year,
It's
man.
a
I mean,
weird
it's
fucking year, bro. It's weird.
yeah, especially. I mean, the NFC has some as well, but especially in the AFC, bro. Like we went into this season, and everybody just said the same thing. We know what it's going to be. We know who the three juggernauts in the AFC is. It's the Bills, it's the Ravens,
And the
and it's the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. We know what it is. Hold on, not so fast, because all of a sudden, ain't none of them looking like the favorites at this very moment. I mean, who would have thought? Like, bro, yo, when we did our NFL preview, I said that I would put money not just on the Bills winning the division this year, but I would put money right now that they will win it next year. Not so fast. Apparently, I'm an idiot because the New England Patriots are back. They not going to win the division this year.
Right.
Can any of y'all make sense of what's happening in the AFC right now? Kurt, help me out. What's
Fir-
happening?
First of all, when you brought up the Patriots, I want to give a shout out to their organization,
Yes.
right? Because when they know a coach,
Yep.
when they know they got something good, they will stand by that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They will stand by that shit. And their head coach is a defensive minded head coach who has found a quarterback. Doesn't that sound like somebody else in New England? A head, a defensive head coach finding his quarterback, and his quarterback is playing great.
Yep. Yep.
Very surprised. Shout out to Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
That Cardi must be that
Yeah.
Cardi rejuvenated his career, bro. We didn't know what was going on with Stephon Diggs. Cardi done laid it on him, y'all. You know what I mean? That man has beat him. A whole resurgence in New England. I just feel like, bro, the tide is turning. It's a change of guard, bro. All of these old quarterbacks, bro, and the Patriots are the biggest surprise. But if you really watch their team and how it's constructed, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. They spent money on the O line, dog. You understand? They put
Wow,
defense.
what a concept.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? They
What a
spent money
concept.
on that O line. They spent money to put defensive players in certain places, and they said, "Look, certain positions we're just going to have to draft." And they did that, and they work in the process. And then, like you say, Denver told everybody Sean Payton was a good coach, man. It wasn't. It was Russell. That Russell Wilson stuff. I don't agree with how he carried Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson wasn't his quarterback. Bo Nix is his style of quarterback. You starting to see it happen. It's just crazy to see the up and down dynamic of like the AFC. The guard is really changing. And like I said, my man Bryce Young, I'm happy for him. Like he's finally starting to show us signs. Um, But it's this one person I feel bad for. It's this one person, bro. I feel bad for him, bro. I'm gonna go to Tennessee, and my man Cam. My man Cam has it the hardest rookie quarterback situation in the history of the NFL. His O-line don't block. He has no receivers. When he gives it to the receivers, they drop it. Like, bro, he can't win. They got to do something, but they got to do something for my man in Tennessee, bro. Because it is bad down there. You know, but shout out to another person I want to give a shout out to. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, man. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, bro. I've been sleeping on him. And the last thing that I'm gonna say is which one of y'all picked Matthew Stafford to be y'all MVP? Because he's the MVP right now. I think if the league stopped today, he would be MVP. And he wasn't even on my radar for MVP. So the Rams is probably the best team in the NFC, or arguably, but nobody's seen this coming. So this is why we love the NFL. This is why football is better than basketball, because we never really know until the games get played, bro. Like this whole season is an example of that. So it's a couple surprises, but this is why I love the NFL.
Yeah, what the why the hell are the Seahawks good? Like, why are they 9-3? Like, I don't know what's even happening right now. Stan, what's some of your biggest surprise? What's the surprises you want to talk about?
I mean, obviously the Patriots. Yeah, I think that again, it's just the Patriots. The Patriots probably being like a year ahead of schedule. The Drake May thing you could see coming, but again, they had a shitty coach. They had a horrible coach last year in Gerard Mayo. But the Patriots recognized they had a shitty coach. They made a bad decision hiring Mayo. They got rid of him, and they hired the right guy. Vrabel was always the right guy. Should have been hired in the first place. The Jets should have hired Vrabel. It's just been a wild year. I think if anybody had said 12 games in, KC and Baltimore would be 6-6. I don't think anybody would have saw it. I didn't see it myself. I think the Chiefs are another one. I think that window is closing with them. It's just Mahomes has not been the same guy this year. Just not the same guy. The deep ball isn't there. He finds himself scrambling around too much. The offensive line isn't good. He's got good receivers, mind you. Their offense had a little spark when Rashid Weiss came back, when Worthy got back in there. They played the Ravens when they were their lowest defensively. It seemed like they had gotten this shit together, but then they got housed by Dallas. I mean, they barely got by the Colts. They're in trouble. They're in deep trouble. They ain't winning that division. Denver's too far ahead of them. And as far as the wild card goes, 3 of the teams ahead of them, they lost already to. Now they got to play Houston tonight. Houston's right there. They lose. This is as Bill Simmons would call it, a loser leaves town game tonight with KC and Houston. Yeah. I think the loser's out. Loser's out of the territory. I mean, it's just like KC can't afford to lose to Houston because KC's already lost to Jacksonville, who could be a wild card team. They've lost to Buffalo, who could be a wild card team. They're in trouble. But the Patriots are probably the biggest surprise to me. Denver I saw coming. I think a lot of people saw Denver coming because of their defense. When the Broncos played the Ravens last year, and the Ravens blew them out. I was at the game. And the Ravens blew them out, but I could see something with Knicks. I saw something with Knicks then. He just needed a better coach. He needed better receivers. They got him the receivers. They got him the help. And they took off. The Seahawks have just been really good. Defensively, they're really good. They've kind of rebuilt the defense. If you ask some people in town, their coach should be the Ravens coach right now. But again, McDonald was a good coach for us. We knew he was going to be a good head coach. He's been a good head coach.
We knew it, bro.
Yeah, we knew it. A lot of us knew it, but he's been a great coach there. They swapped Geno Smith and got Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has been Sam Donald. He's been good at some points. He's been horrible at other points. I don't know. But he's been good enough. The defense has been really good.
He give
They've
you a
got a lot
chance
of
to win.
talent to give
They
you a
give you
chance
a
to
chance
win.
to win. Yep.
It's just been a goofy season in general. Again, the fact that Buffalo, KC, and the Buffalo Chiefs and Ravens, who we all thought was going to be one of them going to host the AFC Championship game, now it's looking like KC might not make it. The Ravens only have a chance to make it because they're in a shit division, and Buffalo is going to be a wild card team.
Yep,
it's wild, man. But I can't wait for the playoffs, man. The Eagles have been up and down. I've never seen a fan base have this just hate their team. If you know Eagles fans in your life, you have Eagles fans, they fucking
they
hate
do.
this team. And they just won the Super Bowl 12 months ago.
That's
and
Philly
they hate
fans
this
for you,
team.
though.
Philly fans are Philly fans, man. That's who they are. They just they have when they love their team, they love their team. But when they hate their team, they really hate their team. And you see it with the Sixers, you see it with the Eagles. It's just they hate that team. But that team still has a chance to win the division and be a top 2 seed playoffs. But I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC right now, even though they lost to Carolina last weekend, which I didn't see coming either. The Panthers, another team, didn't see coming this fast.
They emerging down there.
And they have a chance to steal the division from Tampa.
Yep.
Tampa has too many injuries this year. Too many injuries. Baker's banged up. Kansas could steal that division from them. But yeah, it's been a wild season, man. It's gonna be a wild 5 weeks to the end of the season. Again, that's why you love the NFL. It's just unpredictable. You don't see certain things coming.
One of my disappointments. I got one disappointment, y'all. I forgot to say this. Just one disappointment. The fucking Vikings. Like I thought they was gonna be challenging.
Yeah, you knew somebody had, because that division is good. Somebody had to be the last one. It had to be somebody.
Quarterback play's been horrible for them.
Yeah,
they are bad.
Yeah,
horrible. I feel bad for Justin Jefferson.
Before we move on, I want to go back to the Denver Broncos for a second. It's good to. It's always nice to see your side piece doing well. Like, look at her; she doing good for herself over there. You know what I mean? It's good to see that. I still got
BBL. She got a BBL, man.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, it's good to see it. It's good to see it, man. And what's funny is that like the Broncos, like they look so unimpressive at times. They just keep winning the football games. You know what I mean? Like they sometimes they just look really unimpressive. I mean, you said they look at some of the wins they got, man. You said they're winning by 3 against the Raiders. I'm like, come on, fam, yo. Why are we struggling with the Raiders right now, dog? They just beat Washington by 1 point. Like, what's going on here, man? Like, these are games we should be taking care of. But what I'm really looking forward to, though, when you take I actually hope that the Kansas City Chiefs get it back together. I'm rooting for the Chiefs to win today. I hope the Chiefs win today, and I hope they win the next game because I'm looking ahead and I see Christmas night. They when the Broncos play the Chiefs again. You know what I'm thinking about on Christmas night? I'm thinking about remember when Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels had the match at WrestleMania, and Ric Flair was trying to get off the mat. It was just Ric Flair's last match. He trying to get off the mat. And Shawn Michaels just he was in the super kick position. He did lay that last super kick on him. That's what's going to happen on Christmas night. It's going to be that last super kick because the Chiefs going to have to win out in order to make the playoffs. And they're not going to win out because Christmas night, that super kick is coming. So I hope the Chiefs win. Come on, Chiefs. Keep winning and get ready for Christmas night.
They got to tell them I love you before they super kick them, though.
Oh, yeah. You're not
like Shawn Michaels did. I love you, Rick, but your ass got to go.
Love you, Pat, but it's time.
Yeah.
It's time, man.
All right, let's move on. Let's switch gears and talk about the NBA. A lot going on in the NBA. Before we get to like our thoughts on the season or what's going on in the season right now, just curious what y'all think about the new coverage. We them switching from TNT. We were so used to TNT, and now they moved on to NBC and Amazon. I'm just curious what y'all think about just the overall coverage of the game. Stan, what's your thoughts on it so far?
I think it's been great. I think it's been great for the league. What the league needed was what the NFL gets covered. The NFL, it's just I love the NFL. Like people on ESPN should all have T-shirts that says "We love the NFL" when they talk about the league, because that's what they do. You want to talk about fellatiating the league? The NFL, ESPN fellatiates the NFL more than anything. They love the NFL, and why wouldn't they?
Wow.
And why wouldn't they? And I think the NBA needed that because the coverage of the NBA, particularly on ESPN, has been fucking horrible for the last few years. Horrible. Too much negativity, too much hot takey bullshit, too much clowns on TV. It's just, it's been refreshing to see people talking about basketball. And that's what you get with the Prime and NBC coverage. It's just basketball. We love the NBA. We love the NBA. We've loved it for years. And we got it now. And look how much we love it. And look how much we appreciate it. And look how we're going to cover the games. It's just so much. It's just something about the NBA or NBC that sounds big.
Yeah, NBC. Yep.
The fucking music comes on, and and all that. Yeah, you get that stupid music and the video packages that they do before these games, and for all these legendary voices of the NBA, like Marv Albert and Bob Costas, and these people are so associated with the NBA's past and the good times that we had growing up with the league, and that's what it needs to be. It needs to be we're celebrating the league. No, you can criticize certain things, but this constant badgering of this guy needs to step up, and this guy needs to step up, and this guy's legacy is on the line, and this guy needs to win a championship now. It's like it's so freaking top played out, and just the anti Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins type of coverage has been refreshing.
Yeah.
Like I was watching the Nightcap show on Friday, and they were having this conversation with Chris Haynes about the Chris Paul situation.
Yep.
And having Blake Griffin talk about that, having Blake Griffin talk about it from the perspective of a guy who used to play for the Clippers was phenomenal. Sorry, but that's my son's phone for some reason going off. But it's like it's been refreshing how they covered the games. I've been very, very, very impressed with Amazon and NBC's because they just made the game, celebrating the game, having guys that we actually like to see on TV as opposed to guys I can't stand to watch on TV.
Yeah, they got Melo up there.
Yeah, we love Carmelo Anthony. We want to hear Carmelo talk basketball. We want to hear Tracy McGrady talk basketball.
Yep.
We love these guys. These guys are great players, man. We love watching them play, and we want to hear them talk about the game. We want to hear Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki and Blake Griffin talk about the game. They're great players. Likeable players.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to hear fucking Kendrick Perkins and Stephen A. Smith talk basketball because they're the two of the most unlikable guys on TV right now, I think. So it makes it. It's just they have come in and the way they cover the game is like light years better than ESPN. And I don't know why ESPN does a great job covering the NFL. They fellatio the NFL all the time, but for whatever reason, their NBA coverage has just been lacking. And even with the inside the NBA stuff, when's the last time Inside the NBA was even on?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was going to ask about that.
Every week.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking Kenny Smith is going to be on First Take. And it's like, I don't like how they've done that. Those guys should be on every fucking week on their primary game of the week. But ESPN doesn't make the games look important. It's just every day. Like, hey, the NBA, NBC, and ESPN. It's the same shit every week. There's no, like I say, when you hear that fucking music on NBC and NBA and NBC and all that stuff, it makes the game feel bigger, even if it's not.
Right.
And I think Prime has done a great job of just talking basketball. Yes. That's what people want. Basketball fans want to see guys they actually like talking basketball. That's it. No hot takes. No Wembanyama is going to be the best player in NBA history in 20 crap like Kendrick Perkins said the other day. It's just nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see guys they like talk basketball. Yeah, and that's what you're getting with these two new networks. And so, as much as we hate to see TNT lose the NBA, I think that Prime and NBC have done a great job picking things back up. And ESPN needs to step the shit up and just figure out, do we want to be entertainment or can we find the bounds of entertainment and covering the game? It's cool. It's cool to have Sinead dressed up as Kendrick Perkins for Halloween, but I don't particularly want to see that show. I just don't want to see it, bro. It's like I don't want to see that. It just give me people that I like talk basketball. Enough with the hot takes, enough with the gimmicky crap, enough with the stupid stuff. Just give me people to talk basketball. That's all I want. I don't want all that. That's what First Take and Get Up are for. You want to do that gimmicky stupid shit? Do it on those shows. That's what y'all doing now.
Oh yeah, basically.
It's like a Coons picnic on ESPN with Cam Newton and Stephen A. Smith up there. It's just, but they. I think that the Prime and NBC have done a fantastic job covering the game
Yes.
because they're just doing it, keeping it simple. Here are
Yep.
some guys you like to watch play talking basketball.
So before I come to you, Kurt, real quick, Stan. So I agree with pretty much everything that you said. But I am curious, man. I mean, NBC is using the AI voice of Jim Fagan, rest in peace, to do the whole NBA previews. And I know how you felt about Drake using AI. So I'm very
That's
curious
different.
how you
That's
feel
different,
about
y'all. Don't
them
do that.
using
That's
a
different.
AI voice here. Like,
Reggie
I
brought
mean,
this up to me when it
Reggie.
happened.
I mean, the man passed
he,
away. Isn't that a little creepy that they're doing that?
Come on, Reggie. That's different, dog.
Why is
Reggie,
that?
Reggie,
No.
Reggie, Reggie brought this up a month when it happened because I knew what he was trying to do, and I said we're not going to do this. You know good and damn well this is a different thing, and
Come
you
on,
also
Reggie.
know that the NBC asked for permission from his family to use his voice to talk about the game, not try to diss an opponent. We're not using the voice of Tupac Shakur to diss my opponent who's better than me. We're not doing that. We're not using the voice of Snoop Doggy Dogg to disparage my opponent
Yeah,
in a
dog.
song. And I didn't ask for permission from Tupac's estate to use that voice. I just did it. It's not the same thing, man. So we're not doing that.
Dude, you said
It's
you,
not,
but you
man.
but you said you don't like AI. AI is the devil. Ain't that what you said? You said AI is the devil. I ain't with
I
it.
don't like AI.
Dealing with
I don't
forces
like
you don't
AI.
understand. That's what you said.
I don't like AI, but there's a difference between asking a family's permission to use his voice to say tonight is the Los Angeles Lakers against the Denver Nuggets, as opposed to having a dead rapper use his voice to
Get somebody.
disparage your opponent without
Yeah.
permission.
Come on,
Without
Reg.
permission, making
And see, they
songs,
got,
making songs using somebody's voice that's dead, and making. I've
and they're
lost so
not
much
giving,
respect.
and they're not
Yeah,
giving him an opinion. Like
yeah.
Drake gave Tupac an opinion about
That
him.
Tupac didn't say. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
creepy.
different, Reg. Come
Yeah,
on,
that's
bro.
creepy. He know that. He just trying to
You
start some
know
shit
that,
up. He
bro.
know that. I've lost so much respect for Timbaland and the way Timbaland approaches the AI thing. I'm like, dude, you sound fucking crazy.
All
Just
right, all
let you
right,
say that
all right.
around.
Okay, all right. I shouldn't even have brought it up.
You
Kurt,
opened the door for that.
I
You
did.
You
I
opened it
did. I
up.
definitely
should have
open the
done it.
door.
I shouldn't have done it.
You open it up.
Kurt, what's your thoughts on the coverage, man?
Um,
Amazing. Using dead
you
niggas to
got me
say
messed
things
up,
they
Reg.
wouldn't say.
You feel me? Um, but AI could be a good thing. Why you could say one thing about AI? Because Danny was able to use AI to get his actual voice
Yeah,
back.
that's
You
true.
know, so it could be a good thing. Like I'm not mad at Benny using AI so he could sound like himself because of his medical condition. Stuff like that. It could be positive.
It'd be dope if
Yeah,
DOC should do that. Well, DOC lost his voice back in the
yeah, but
early.
he probably can't rap no more though,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah,
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as NBC, the NBA was at its best at NBC. Like, you know, when the NBA had it the first time with Jordan, and I remember watching like Penny and Shaq versus Jordan on NBC. NBC just cares, I think. I think I think NBC like Stan said, like, yo, we really bang with the NBA. And then like I think it took for the NBA to go away from NBC to see how good we had it. You know how they say the grass ain't green on the other side. Yeah, ESPN could have gave them more money. ESPN could have like being that they have so many different platforms. You got ESPN2, ESPN News, ESPN Deportes, ESPN, all. There's so many places where they could put the NBA. But does ESPN actually care? And then ESPN is partnered with ABC. And you know ABC, bro. They do Blackish and stuff like that. They're not really caring about sports for real. For them, it's just like something to invest in to keep guys' eyes open. You know, we're friends with ESPN, so if y'all got it's like Stan, you and Reggie, y'all brothers, like you know what I'm saying. So you know, Stan to let Reggie in. You know what I mean? That you my brother. You got the NBA. Come on in. We'll show some NBA games to let you. But ESPN, this is what they do. I mean, NBC, this is what they do. But then Amazon, yo, it ain't nothing bigger than Amazon. Like, what's bigger than Amazon right now? So you kind of like,
Netflix.
yeah, but even in that though, what I'm saying is, as a whole, Netflix
Shit,
might
Netflix.
be streaming,
Netflix owns
but
Batman
Netflix
now,
ain't
right?
selling no merchandise. Netflix ain't selling no merch. You can't log on to Netflix and get groceries and bleach and joysticks. Like Amazon is just one of the is the cream of the crop in terms of everything. You can log on to Amazon to buy a pair of tennis shoes and see a banner that says Rockets versus Spurs, 7 o'clock tonight. Like they're going to put the NBA everywhere, okay? Because Amazon is everywhere. And like I said, NBC, the NBA was always better on NBC. And they get guys that care. Remember, they would have Isaiah Thomas up there. They would have Amar Rashad up there. They would have Magic Johnson come speak. They were all like NBC always put somebody in our face. Like, like I say, what's my man? What's the dude name? Marv Albert, right? Marv Albert would be there. But they always had like somebody to come sit with them, right? It was always like that. Marv Albert right here, Grant Hill got hurt, but guess what? Grant Hill was with us today. You know what I'm saying? You got Marv Albert, you got another guy. What's the dude that went at Pete Rose? The white dude in the Pete Rose that used to do the NBA. What's his name? Bob Costas, right?
I mean, Bob Costas. Yeah, I don't know about his beef with Pete Rose. I don't know about that.
Yo, yeah, he screamed on Pete Rose in an interview. That was a while ago. I think that's his name though. He used to do the NBA on NBC. I forgot his name. Dang, he did the Pete Rose interview and he wilded out on Pete Rose. I forgot his name. But yeah, what I'm saying is it was always about the game. So when you see ESPN, it's all about, oh, this guy's legacy. Oh, this guy is great. Oh, this guy isn't that good. Oh, this guy needs to do this. And then you watch Melo, and Melo just like, well, really, they just need to do a high pick and roll and let somebody flash to the basket. And once you get the guy to flash to the basket, the defense got to react. We're getting that again.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're not getting, oh, Giannis, if he don't win another ring here, underachiever. In what world? That man said if Giannis don't win, we're talking about a man who couldn't play on the court with his brother because they had to share shoes. You see what I'm saying? Now he has his own signature shoe. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, are you gonna say that man is an underachiever? Like, bro, my brain get blown. Like, this man had to share shoes with his brother on the court, Stan. Can you imagine subbing in and waiting for Reggie to put his shoes on? Like, can you imagine that? And now this man has a signature shoe. And then this man ain't never had a team that Jordan could win with. Like, if you look at, but outside of Giannis's championship team, the championship run, if you look at those rosters, nobody would have won with them shits. Nobody. Not Jordan, not Shaq, not LeBron, none of them. Do not win in the championship with Chris Middleton and bad knee.
Pen that because we're gonna be talking about Giannis in a little bit. So I'm just gonna keep you. I'm just kind of keep you on track. Okay. We're gonna come back to Giannis in a little bit.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying about the whole underachiever thing. But keep going.
Yeah, but that's the type of talk you get from yesterday. Mm-hmm. Now, when you turn on NBC, you're getting basketball logic. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Listen, they got to get him going. Oh, his shot is off. You got to get to the free throw line and see the ball go in the basket a couple times to get your shot. We're getting that conversation again. And it's beautiful. And then we got guys that like Melo, T-Mac, we got guys that are happy in their lives. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't got Kenny Smith talk about he'll score 30 in this league. Bro, come on, dog. You was never a Batman. You was never a Robin. You wasn't even you wasn't even an Alfred. You a Commissioner Gordon ass nigga talking about how you gonna be a Batman in this era. You feel me? Like,
Yeah,
we don't
bro.
get that at NBC.
Boys,
We
that
see
burned me up.
straight up
That
basketball.
burns me up.
Kenny Smith hit that damn 3-pointer in game 1 of the 95 finals against the Magic. I still see that 3-pointer in my dreams. Like, God dang it, man.
Yo, Shaq
Get a
said,
hand up, man. What are you
yo,
doing?
this nigga Shaq said, I've never seen two a front court, a point guard and a shooting guard. I've never seen two players come together and get it the way that Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic is doing it when he was in Dallas.
Yeah.
I've never seen a point guard. And that nigga said, well, you know, if me and Sam was in this era.
Oh my gosh, he did not.
Yes, he did,
I
bro.
love Kenny. I hope he didn't say that.
Yes, he did, bro. That man said, if me and Sam was in this era. That's why I'm
There's
saying,
nothing
like,
that burns me up. There's nothing that burns me up.
We're not getting that at NBC. They're not doing that at NBC.
These old guys start talking about, yeah, but I played this era. It's like, yo, nobody gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't playing in this era.
Like,
that burns me up.
When I hear Tim Hardaway say it, I respect it. When I hear Tim Hardaway say, if I played in this era, because if you look at Tim Hardaway, he was run, pass, and shoot. This is the era of run, pass, and shoot. So when I hear Tim Hardaway say it, I respect it. Like if a guy like Stephon Marbury said, look, in this era, I'll be crazy. I'll respect it. But Kenny Smith, dog.
I love what Kenny does I love what he does on TV, bro, but you were a role player. That's what you were.
Bro, you was a commissioner.
You was a jag, just a guy.
Yeah, bro.
That's what you were.
Commissioner
Elijah
Gordon.
One was a star. You know, Elijah won one of those championships.
Yo, he really was Commissioner Gordon, though, because he the nigga that light the bat signal and tell Batman what's going on. He was never Robin. He wasn't even Alfred. Like, Robert Horry was Alfred. Clyde Drexler was Robin. Yo, he was Commissioner Gordon. Shut up and flash the light. Commissioner Gordon doesn't go after the Joker. He flashes the light to tell Batman where the Joker is. You was a Commissioner Gordon ass nigga talking about how you could be Batman in this era. We don't get that at NBC.
It's just that kind of stuff burns me up, bro. It just burns me up when guys say that.
Yep. So yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I love the coverage that we've seen so far with the NBC and Amazon. I loved it. I've loved it so far. One of my favorite, I actually liked that they had I think it was the first or second night, I can't remember, but they had a conversation about load management. And the conversation wasn't the normal conversation that you would get from like the older players. It was a conversation from guys who played in the league a little bit more recently that can actually give you a feel for where they're coming from. They didn't necessarily say they agreed with it, but they're giving you the perspective of someone who's been in the league when this started to become a thing.
And that's what you're saying. Like, it's not
right.
You ask Michael Jordan about load management, do you know what answer you're gonna get? Michael Jordan was of the era of I'm playing every day. I play this. I play. Okay, great. And you played 13 seasons. These guys, and again, guys now are playing 17, 18, 20 seasons because of the fact that when you're hurt, you take the night off. It is what it is. But like you said, that's what you get. You're getting the perspective of guys like Melo, like McGrady, like Dirk, these guys who did go through that era. So while they're from a past NBA era, but they're not from the past. They're from a recent era. So they understand today's player. Guys from the 80s don't understand today's players. They just don't. They don't have the same mindset. The mindset was different. The game was different. You know, the Melos and the McGrady's, the guys like that, they understand today's players because they're closer to them than the Isaiah Thomases or the Michael Jordans or those guys. Those guys are from a different timeline, basically. They played the game a different way. They approached the game a different way. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just When I hear guys talk about, well, when I played, we did. It's like, okay, you played 40 years ago, bro. When the
Yeah,
game was different, when there was the medical advances we have today,
Facts.
the data that we have today suggests that, hey, if you have a calf strain, you probably need to sit out for 3 weeks. That didn't exist back then. If you had a calf
Yep.
strain back then, you iced it up and you maybe was out for a game and you came back out and you played. And then those, again, it's just different. And I think that getting the perspective of guys who understand that is good. That's what helps the coverage of the game is getting that perspective. So I like what they've done. I like what Amazon's done. I like what they've put guys on the TV that actually know the game, who play the game at a high level. It's not Kendrick Perkins who didn't do shit in his league, but hey, Perk, go rebound and defend. That's why he don't sound like he don't know what he's talking about because he didn't do anything. Hey, Perk, go
yeah,
rebound and defend. So all
yeah,
Perk can do is give hot takes and say stupid shit like Wembyama is going to be better than Jordan and LeBron in 20 years. But that's
yeah,
what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to say.
but
Hey,
yeah,
Perk, go say something. Go say something that's gonna get headlines. And
yeah,
people just
but
want
yeah,
people to
No
talk
clout
overall,
again.
chase.
yeah,
What
yeah,
we
I'm with
trying to say is there's no clout chase at NBC. It's a
you. Yeah,
bunch of guys who are satisfied with their careers and the respect that they get as ball players, and they don't need to bury other players or make light of other players and who they are
exactly.
to get across because they're happy and they're satisfied. So all we ever get is basketball logic. I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah.
gonna crack a joke every now and again. It
Exactly.
happens.
Exactly.
But we get basketball logic. And that's all we ever, that's all, that's what I want. You can keep the hot takes. Give me some logic. Break the game down in a way as a player that I can't see as a fan. We get that from NBC. And we always have. We always have, if you think about it back in the day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
back
So
is
then
back.
do y'all think we're seeing like inside the NBA kind of getting phased out? Because like Stance, I've been looking for it. It hasn't even been on. Like, and I mean,
They just
some of
don't
the
they
some of
don't
the
use it then.
yeah,
They're
some of the
just not
stuff y'all are
using it.
some of the stuff y'all are talking about, if we're being honest, does happen on Inside the NBA because you brought up, Kenny. I still enjoy the show, but it's not a show I go to if I want like basketball breakdown. They just have a great show. Their show is just the most entertaining
No, they have
sports
a
show
great
going.
show, but yeah, they have a great show. But
Yeah,
when I start talking about again the
yeah,
disconnect between the
right.
'90s players, the '80s players, and today's players, and the guys that came before today's players, there's such a difference, and that's what with Inside you get a lot of that hating shit from guys like Shaq. Shaq hears it all the time. Yeah, you had a great career, man, but mm,
Should have been more dominant.
should have been better.
Yeah.
The perfect analogy for Shaq, I'm gonna say it real quick, is I think Chris Rock said it. It's kind of like Barack Obama, where we thought we were getting Jordan and we just got Shaq. Fine, it was fine. It was
Ye-
fine,
mm,
but it
bro,
wasn't what
now
we were expecting.
look, now hold on.
That's
I
petty
wanna,
and shit. That's
I'm trying to
petty.
think about, do I want to go down this road? I'm gonna just say this real quick.
Nah, I don't
Okay.
think we're gonna go
Look,
that
listen.
road.
There's not many people that have more dislike for Shaq than I do. But if I'm being objective, from the year 2000 to 2004 ish, Shaq was the most dominant basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
Man, I ain't trying to hear that,
That
dog.
includes
I
Michael
ain't
Jordan,
trying to
bro.
hear that, Reg.
Bro,
I'm
for them,
sorry.
no. For them 3-4 years, I've never seen a more dominant basketball player than Shaq.
I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Who he was dominating? Eric Dampier, Matt Geiger. Who he was dominating?
He
Roddy
dominated whoever
Piper.
was out there.
Listen, when David Robinson was in their prime, he lost. When the Dave Robinson was in his prime, he lost. When Ewan was in his prime, he lost. When the King was in his prime, he lost. He
He
didn't
wasn't
start
in his prime at
dominating the
that point, though.
league until Matt
Y'all got
Geiger
me
and all them
defending
niggas.
Shaq right now. But then he
Bro, he
wasn't in his
didn't
league.
win.
He wasn't in his prime then.
Bro, name one. Okay, name one Hall of Fame center in his prime. During his run, name one Hall of Fame center that he beat in their prime. Not one. He played one Hall of Fame center in his prime, which was Ben Wallace, and he lost. The same way he lost to a King. I don't want to hear that.
Forgetting about Tim Duncan, bro. You forgetting about Tim
But
Duncan.
Tim Duncan was a power forward.
Bro, Tim Duncan didn't play
was a
Tim
power
Duncan.
forward.
You talk about Nestorovic and all them. He played Nestorovic and all of them dudes. He didn't play Tim Duncan.
But yo,
Robert Horry chased Tim Duncan.
But you can't do that, dog. Like you beat who's in front of you. When Shaq entered his prime, that's who was in front of him. Man, you know how many teams used to have 4, 5 centers on their roster just because of this guy? Like, you know how many big men who couldn't play got paid because they got drafted because they were big for somebody to foul Shaq?
Reggie, how many years does it take for a ball player to enter their prime? 5 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, he got drafted in 1990.
92.
Why are you telling me he hit his prime
92.
9 years later? He got drafted in 91. You telling me he hit his prime 9 years later?
I'm saying he hit his dominant prime 9 years later. The
time because there was nobody there.
All right, bro.
Look, I'm not gonna. I think, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, that's a whole nother. That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole.
Y'all got me.
No, I'm just
Shaq.
Yeah, I know we done messed up today, but no, my overall point is that a lot of those older guys hate on the younger guys because they're not in the league now with all the money and all the stuff that's going on, and there's a lot of tendency to hate on these guys. I'm like, nobody wants to hear that stuff, you know. But no, we're not going to do a Shaq thing. That'd be like an hour show.
Yeah. Before we move to the next thing, the last thing I was going to quickly say is that I hope there's a way that they can do some trading here. Because I mean, can they give either Amazon or NBC the NBA draft? Because I love the NBA draft. I despise ESPN's coverage of it, man. And sometimes Jay Billis, man, he looked like LeBron back with the old Cavs. He got no help out there. He just handling everything, knowing the players, knowing the tendencies. He got nobody. That year when they had Kendrick Perkins up there, I was like, this is unwatchable. This is unwatchable coverage of the NBA draft. I can't do this. It was unwatchable. And then you got them spoiling the picks. Like the year Paolo went number 1. Like if you remember that draft, everybody was like scrambling. Like, oh, everybody thought what's his name? Jabari for the Rockets, Jabari Smith. Everybody thought he was going number 1. Yeah. And then it was like up until the actual draft shit started, everybody was like, shit, Paolo might go number 1. Then they spoil it before the draft even starts. I hate ESPN's coverage of the draft. They got to switch that shit out. That's got to go. Yeah, let's have Amazon do the draft. But
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Just Les Perkins on TV is what we're probably getting around to.
Remember when it wasn't just Jay Billis though? It was all the college commentators. Like you would hear from you would hear from Digger Phelps. Yeah, you would hear from Digger Phelps and all of them about these guys, man. But it don't happen.
Will show up. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to just about the NBA season in general. And the reason why I wanted to put a pin on what you were saying about Giannis, I do want to start there. The Giannis trade talks have begun. There's already people speculating on Giannis's future. So, man, here we go. We kind of knew this might happen. Kurt, you predicted the Bucks wasn't going to do anything this year, and a lot of your predictions look pretty good so far. But we'll start with this one. What do you think about this Giannis thing?
The sad part is, the only place that makes sense for both sides, I hate to say this, y'all about to get mad, but the only place that makes sense for both sides is OKC.
Yeah.
That's the only place that makes sense, bro. Where else are you going to go to get, who else has what it takes to get Giannis, and who else has the cap room and the space, and what other team would Giannis want to go to? So I feel like OKC, the fact that Giannis, and if I'm Milwaukee, you got to trade him. I feel like Milwaukee, you got to trade him. Like, nobody's signing up to come. If you was in LA, it's cool because people like to come to LA. You feel me? People want to come to Miami. Nobody wants to come to Wisconsin, dog.
It's just, I think we knew the Giannis stuff was coming soon enough because the team is not very good. I think that if you're talking about trade destinations for Giannis, the teams that make sense in terms of what they can offer, I think Atlanta could get frisky and put together some. If Atlanta said his Trae Young, his Porzingis' expiring contract, um, and a bunch of picks, including that New Orleans pick that was gift wrapped to them in the draft last year, so New Orleans could draft Derek Queen. Um, they could do that. The Spurs are probably the team that I think would be the most frightening. San Antonio, because they have a boatload of picks, and they could easily get to that cap number without really sacrificing their core. Like they would have to move off of either Castle
Well, Harper.
or Dylan Harper,
Yeah, I
and
know.
I'm not trading Dylan Harper under any circumstance. That kid's gonna be the truth for them.
You move one of them, man.
But you're gonna have to move one of them. You're gonna have to move probably, but I would probably do Castle, Vassell, throw in Harrison Barnes' contract and a bunch of picks.
Man, I don't know, man. Like, Giannis is 31, and I'm looking at the Spurs. They have all this amazing young talent. I don't know if I want to make a move like this because, I mean, Giannis is going to be prime Giannis for maybe another 3 years, maybe. Like, I kind of feel like with the team the Spurs have in 3 years, they're going to be ready to compete whether they make this trade or not.
Right.
So I just don't know if I would do that. And I know Kurt mentioned OKC. I'm wondering what the trade is. Like the draft capital is obvious. If the
Thunder
Bucks
aren't trading for him. They aren't breaking up their core.
No, why
They would
would
have to. They would have to move on from Jalen Williams or Chet Holmgren, and
No,
they're not doing
that.
The Bucks they don't need to trade for.
And they don't
OKC
need to. They're 22-1.
They're fucking 22-1. Why would they need to trade for Giannis? And we'll get. I'm sure we'll touch on the Thunder later on, but they don't need to. I think that the teams that you're looking at is Atlanta because they have a trade in place they could make.
Trae Young, right?
Trae Young, Porzingis, maybe another contract and some picks, and that they got that New Orleans pick.
Yeah,
they got the New Orleans pick. That right now is tracking to be in the top 3. That's probably one of the most valuable pieces out there. The Spurs, like I said, the Spurs would be frightening because at the end of the day, you're putting Giannis and Wemby on the same team. At that point, you just put them on the same team and figure the rest of the shit out. Yeah, if you can get Giannis and Wemby on the same team, you just get that, you do it, and you figure the rest of it out.
I just don't think I'm doing that.
It's tempting.
I don't think I'm doing
I think if I'm San Antonio, it's tempting. If you're San Antonio, you're thinking we have to strike on Wemby now.
Why?
If you feel that way, I don't know if the Spurs feel that way. They might think, you know what, I like what we got. We can let this simmer. We're not winning the title this year anyway.
Right.
So let it simmer.
I think you should let it simmer.
Houston's another team. But I don't know if Houston wants to mess with their core. Because again, if I'm trading for Giannis and I'm Milwaukee, you giving me Amir Thompson.
Without question.
And if he's not in the trade, then we don't have anything to talk about. If he's not in the trade, we don't have anything to talk about. So when you start looking at these teams, okay, Houston doesn't want to give up their core. San Antonio, the same thing.
I'm trying to think what the Houston trade would be.
It would have to be Van Vliet's contract would have to be in it to make the money work, and it would have to be, for me, Amir Thompson.
And I don't know what kind of picks they have though.
Houston has some picks. I think they have. Houston, I think, has some Clippers picks. Yeah, I think they got some Clipper picks, or they've got picks. Houston has picks they could move, put in the trade. But yeah, they've got picks, but they don't have the draft capital that like Atlanta has, that San Antonio has. I don't think they have that. Like I said, Atlanta has that damn Pelicans pick.
OKC is the best. OKC makes the most sense.
OKC makes no sense. At 22-1, why would they trade for Giannis?
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying they should, but I'm saying this is the only way. Number one, Number one, you talking about arguably the most dominant player of this generation. What do you mean? Like Golden State didn't need Kevin Durant. Like they didn't need him. Like it's not about what you need. It's
Yeah.
about how much can you improve. There's no way you're gonna tell me that putting Giannis on that team doesn't improve him.
So who you trading though? If you're OKC,
You're
who
gonna
would
give
you
up
give?
Chet. Listen, you're gonna give up Chet, injury prone ass Chet, right? You're gonna give up Kason, and you're gonna give up 2 first-round picks.
It's got to be more money than that's not enough money.
Yeah, more that's not enough money, bro. Now I know they just gave Chet a contract, but it would be
Oh,
they're
they
gonna
did.
need another contract. They might need a new they could if OKC wanted to trade for Giannis, they could do it. But I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they want to break up their team. That team is like 11 deep, bro. They are 11 deep. Shea, again, well, I'm sure we'll talk about the Thunder in a little bit, but Shea's averaging like 32 a game on 31 minutes played. He don't play fourth quarters because they blowing teams out. They blowing teams out. They don't need
I'm not saying they need
they
them.
could if they wanted to, they could because they have the draft capital. And guess what guess what they have? They can easily make a Giannis trade because they can put again you can do Chet, but you have to find a contract to go with Chet.
I had
But
to take a look at contracts.
they got that Clippers pick.
Yeah.
That might be the most valuable piece in the NBA right now is that Clippers pick. And the Thunder got it. You talking about in a draft where, and I
Yeah.
saw Cam Boozer play yesterday a little bit. You talking about a draft where there could be 3 guys that be franchise changing players, and the Thunder have the Clippers. The Clippers are freaking horrible.
Yeah.
So you talking about a James Worthy, Lynn Bias situation right now with the Thunder.
Yep.
It's hilarious. The league is pissed off at the Clippers. For more reasons than one. We'll probably talk about the Clippers in a little bit, but yeah, they don't need Giannis. If anybody was gonna, if Giannis, the Atlanta Hawks is probably the number 1 team I would look at for a Giannis trade. But
To
would
me, that
Giannis
makes
want to go
no
there?
sense. To me, that makes no sense because you're gonna have to give up Trae Young.
Yeah, you do. What's the problem? What's the problem?
But that's what I'm
The Hawks
saying.
are playing.
If
The
I'm
Hawks are playing pretty
Atlanta,
good right now without Trae Young.
but if I'm Atlanta, I want Trae Young and Giannis together. Like I don't want to trade. Not saying I wouldn't trade Trae Young for Giannis. That's stupid to say that. Because if they called me right now, I'm Trae Young, you can go. But I'm saying as a GM, I don't want to trade Trae Young. Because now I have nobody. I got a bunch of role players and a bunch of young talent, but I have nothing legit in Atlanta if I get rid of Trae Young. So now I'm bringing Giannis into a Milwaukee situation again.
Have you seen Jalen Johnson play lately? Dude's
Uh,
averaging like 20, 23, 10, 23, 9, and
He
8.
is,
Like, you know
bro.
what I'm saying?
He
Like,
is.
it's
and
like,
Giannis
He
is
is,
like
bro.
spot though.
that's why you can make the trade
He's in
because
Giannis. He's
Jalen
doing it
Johnson has took a
in Giannis'
level.
spot. Listen, but he's doing that in Giannis' spot. What do you think is going to happen to James Johnson? What do you think is going to happen to him if Giannis comes there? You think he's going to get
Again,
30 minutes a game as a power forward?
I mean,
No.
but it's a
if I
positionless game, though, bro. Like you can move him along.
if I can put Giannis on a team with Jalen Johnson with that length and Daniels and Ricochet and the guys they have there, I'm doing it. And like I said, Atlanta could put a trade together easy if they wanted to. I don't know. Like I said, outside of that, if you look at the teams, the Knicks. The only trade there is Towns for Giannis straight up. Would the Bucks do that? Why would the
No.
Bucks do that?
Hell
The Knicks
no.
don't have any. The Knicks have no picks to offer.
Yeah, you gotta
That's
have
a
some
That's
picks.
the only
desperation
trade.
trade. That's a
That's the only
desperation
trade.
trade.
So when you really look around the league about trades and teams that get Detroit, Detroit could do something. But again, if you're Detroit, do you mess with what you got going on? You 15, you what 16-2, 16-3,
I
right?
mean,
16-4.
it depends on what the trade is. Detroit, it depends on what the trade is, bro. Like,
Mhm.
You would have to move off of Duran, and I'm not trading that dude. That dude's been 20-10 every night for the last few weeks.
I would.
with Cade.
I love him, bro. But if we talk about Giannis, I would. It's probably gonna be more than that, though.
Talking about Jalen Duren, I get rid
Yeah,
of. I let them have. Listen, I give them Trent Thompson and Jalen Duren right now. Be
I guess
honest.
I guess you had to put Tobias Harris's contract, 26 million of Tobias Harris. That's probably still doesn't get you to
Again,
the money.
but
Maybe
like I
it
said,
does.
that's Detroit basically has to gut the guys they have right now around Cade. And again, do you want to mess with your team chemistry? And Detroit got
Yes.
something really good going right now.
Yes. You get Giannis.
If
Yes.
to get
Yeah,
Giannis, I mean,
yeah, I
yeah, but
would.
I'm just
To get
saying.
Giannis, I would. I would
To
put
get
I'm just
Giannis.
Giannis.
saying.
Even if I had to gut it, if I'm putting Giannis with Cade, give me an
Yeah.
off season. Give me an off season to fill in the rest of it, and we can go.
Especially if I could keep Jaden Ivey and Sasser.
Exactly. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's no way
I
I
would.
wouldn't.
I would. But again, I don't know
You
how the
can
money would work.
you can have Trent Thompson and Tobias Harris. You know what? You can take 100 fans with you if you want. You want to send us Giannis, right?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not good with. I'm not. I've never been good with the trade machine. You know what I mean? But I feel like it would have to be something like that. I'm not sure if that even gets you to the money either. Because like their highest paid players is Cade and Tobias Harris. Tobias is 26 million. Duncan Robinson looking at 16. Isaiah Stewart 15. Karis LeVert 14. So you can find the money. It's just a
You
matter
can
of
make
The
up to
money
50
can be found
million.
if
You can make
you can
Detroit
up to
find the
50
wanted
money.
to do
million.
it.
Yeah,
You can make up to 50 million.
yeah,
You
It
could.
could be done. If Detroit wanted to do it, it could be done. But I don't think Detroit wants to do it.
yeah.
Miami's the other team to look at too. Miami.
I mean, Miami, like, I'm so tired of Miami always figuring it out, bro. Like, I'm tired of it. Yo. Like, they shouldn't.
They just figure
Why
it
is
out.
that team still good?
Dude, you got me because the Clippers foolishly let Norman Powell leave,
Mhm.
and Powell's been great for them. Tyler
Because we
Hero's
said we was
back.
gonna be great for him. We said it.
Dude, Miami just finds guys, bro. Ware has been fantastic for them. Yaquez, who the Lakers could have had, has been great for them. They just find guys, bro. They just find dudes, and they could easily say, and Pat Riley could say, hey, I got a package here for you. Tyler Hero. We'll throw in one of these young guys we got. Tyler Hero. He's a good player. He's 23 a night. You know. For Miami to trade for Giannis, it would have to be either Tyler Hero or Bam.
Oh, damn,
It,
And I
it
don't
it
think
is.
it
would
makes. And I
it
don't. And
has
I
to,
don't.
yeah. Bam is 37 million. Tyler Hero is 31 million. So there's the money right there. Just a matter.
Yeah, the money's right there.
Andrew Wiggins is 28 million. So
Yeah,
you could
just pick
choose
either
between,
Hero. Yeah,
yeah, either Tyler Hero and Bam, and
It's
then
going to
pair
be
that
bad.
up with
It's going to
Wiggins.
be bad. It's
And
got to be bad. In my opinion, it's got to be bad because you want Tyler Hero beside Giannis.
there's the money, but like, if I'm Milwaukee, am I doing that? Like, I don't want that shit. Like, what kind of draft picks do you have? You got a 20, you got your 2021 first rounder. Okay. I mean, 20, I mean, you have to, honestly, you had to just say, give me all your picks and let's swap everything else. Pretty much what you had to do. You had to just
yeah.
say, all
That
right,
my yeah. Miami doesn't have the trade chips that like Atlanta has,
yeah.
that San Antonio has. They don't have it, so they would have
Like,
to
because,
basically just say,
yeah,
here's all our picks for the next 5 years.
yeah, you have to just give me all of them. Like,
Yeah,
give
you
me
just
them
have to
two
give me
players and
all.
make the money work, and give me every single pick you can trade, all of them, and give me the second rounds too. I need a little
Yep.
seasoning on that too. Give me
Yep.
everything.
And I
Yeah,
want an autographed jersey by y'all franchise player also. I want everything, dog. I need a Gatorade vending machine too. I need all of that. Let me get that. But when I say OKC makes the most sense, I'm not talking like they should, but that's the best way. That is the best trade. Whereas though it could be even. Whereas though Milwaukee can honestly get young players and assets to rebuild, and OKC gets everything that they want out of Giannis. That's the only 50-50 place to me.
Yeah, because it would have to be because Chet's
and
contract
Giannis
hasn't.
together.
Chet's Holmgren's contract hasn't actually kicked in yet. I think it must kick in next year. Let me see what it is when it actually kicks in. See if I can find out. But I guess it would have to be Chet Holmgren, and then they have the draft picks because if you're giving me like that Clippers pick, I'm like, all right, bro, we got to make that.
And then they still got other people's picks besides that, right? I think they got like something.
They got the Clippers pick this year and a swap next year.
They
No, but I'm
just
saying in this draft coming up,
Clippers thing
got
could be just going down to
this draft. They'll have their own pick, I think, and then they'll have the Clippers pick, if I'm not mistaken. But Chet Holmgren's contract in 2026 goes up to $41 million. So you're getting close to the money right there. If you get to throw another player into that and the draft capital, honestly, the only chance that happens, it would have to be a Kevin Durant situation where even though the Thunder are having this amazing season, if they flame out in like the Western Conference Finals or in like the NBA Finals, then maybe they say, all right, let's just put the cheat code in now. Let's just go get Giannis and make sure we win it next year. So that's the only way. I think if they continue to be the juggernaut, they're not making that trade. There's no way. No way. But
the Thunder aren't doing that. They aren't. They're 22-1 right now. They have a 15.3-point differential. They've won 13 straight. Shea's averaging 33 a game and not playing fourth quarters. he's not playing the fourth quarter. They're blowing teams out. They're gonna if they want to win 75 games, they might do that. They're not. Yeah, that team is unstoppable. So I don't think they have any desire to change up. But it could be done if they wanted to.
Let's move on to the Thunder. Since we've been talking about the Thunder, I mean, is it time to put them on the 73 win watch now? I mean, are they on watch for that? Yeah.
We said that. We said that before the season started, bro. If they felt like it, they could win 75. Like Stan said, we've been said that. If they feel like it,
yeah, it's not surprising. In the only game that they lost, they could have won easily. It was I forget the game they lost. Who did they lose to? Atlanta? I can't even remember who they lost to.
I forgot who they lost to.
I don't remember who they lost to, but I know that game they could have won.
Was it Portland?
Might have been Portland.
Yo, they so nice. They lost to themselves, bro.
Yeah, it was Portland. Portland got them on November the 5th, 121-119.
Yeah. That's the only game they lost this year. They lost by 2 points. So you're talking about a team that could easily be 23-0 right now.
Yeah.
And it just isn't. And if you look at their schedule, bro, they can just keep winning.
Yeah.
So they had a game yesterday. They won easily and chased out the fourth quarter again and still had 30 points. When you watch the Thunder play, dude, it's like Shea, look, Shea's not one of those guys that people have to talk about because he's not exciting. He's not LeBron. He's not one of those exciting guys. He's not one of these, hey, look at me. He's not one of those. He's just a guy that goes out and kicks your ass every day. Mm-hmm. He does it easily. I remember the game that I watched them play recently. I think they played the Warriors last week. I think that was the NBA's a Peacock game.
Yeah,
they played the Warriors, and the Warriors was beating them by like 5 points. And the Warriors didn't have nobody, no Steph, no Jimmy Butler. They were just playing them hard. Mm-hmm. And it was a 5-point game in the fourth quarter with like 5 minutes left. And I really started a lot of bet the Thunder to win because I'm like, I know what's going to happen. He's like, you just know what's going to happen. Shea gonna come in there. He gonna get whatever shot he wants. He gonna make it, and he's just gonna make them. Shea's like this. He's like the Freddy Krueger of the NBA now. He just comes in, and he just closes it out, man. And he just closes teams out. He gets whatever shot he wants. He gets into the paint. He gonna get to the line. If he don't make the shot, he gonna get fouled. He gonna get to the line. He makes every shot. He knows whatever shot he wants, he gets and makes. And then you got Jalen Williams coming back, the same dude that scored 40 points in the finals game.
Yeah, that's the thing. They won a lot of these games with him not even playing, yo. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. And they got all these guys that the Mitchell kid that didn't even play last year. This dude steps in. He's putting up 10, 15 a night. Caruso locked. You can throw a million guys at the other team's best player. You can throw Caruso, Wallace. Nah, this team's not getting beat right now. Too good.
Lou Dort. About Lou Dort?
They can throw all these guys.
I think the Thunder are going to be the first team that pretty much puts their middle finger at the new NBA rules in terms of like the second apron. Because I think they're gonna be the first team to say, you know what, all these penalties that happen to us, we don't care. You say that
Yep.
if we go over the second apron, you're gonna take draft picks away, take them. We got somebody else's draft picks. If we go over the second apron, we can't sign any people on the waiver wire. We don't care. We don't need to sign them. You say that we can't make any trades unless the money is exactly correct. Cool. I don't need to make any trades. We're just gonna keep beating your ass with the team that we got. They might be the team that the first team that says, you know what, we don't care about your second apron. We're gonna keep this team right here intact, and we're gonna keep winning. We don't care about the penalties. So very interesting there.
I think they're gonna learn. I think they've learned a lesson from the Durant, Westbrook, Harden thing where
They did.
they just said we just can't pay James Harden extra money, and they traded him, and they broke up what could have been the first dynasty there. They learned their lesson. They're not gonna let that happen again. They're gonna keep those three guys together forever.
Hey, yo, Stan, when you was talking about the way that Shea scored, right? And I was just thinking, like, I'm trying to make a comparison in my head, like, you know who he scores like? Paul Pierce. Very physical. He knows how to play the foul game, mid-range game, deceptively fast, deceptively quick. Now, I think he's more skilled
Yeah.
than Paul Pierce. But we looking at Ant and Ja with all that explosive shit, the same way we looked at Kobe, T-Mac, and Vince. But Paul Pierce was as good of a bucket getter as any of them dudes. And that's how Shea is. Real under control. Ain't going to do too much. Let me get to a spot. Let me put my body on you. And he knows how to draw the foul to get to the line. Like I think that's a cool comparison, him and Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Now, I do think,
Paul,
I think
he's
he's
very
better.
much like Paul in the
Yeah, I
sense that he
think
can
he's
score in
better.
different ways.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Paul is very delusional. If you listen to him talk now about his place in NBA history, you want to talk about one of the most delusional guys, old guys out there, is Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce thinks he's the most complete scorer in the history of the NBA. He said
Yo,
that
that's
several
not,
times.
I don't
He's the
believe
most
that to be
complete
true.
scorer in the history of the NBA. And he's a better complete scorer than Jordan, than Kobe, than LeBron, than anybody.
He's a better complete
He's
scorer than LeBron.
no, he's not. Um, no, he's not.
Come
No, he's
When
not.
on.
you say complete score, you're saying the ability to score in all different ways, right?
Yes.
Paul has said he says that nobody in the history of the league could score in the many ways that he can score. He can shoot the
Now that
three.
I don't
He can
agree
get
Well,
with.
to the
no,
basket.
Kevin
He's a mid
Durant. I
range.
mean,
Yeah,
Him
that's what
and
I'm saying.
Melo,
Like
Kevin Durant and Melo are the two best scorers
yeah,
ever.
yeah,
yeah, I'm putting Durant and Melo ahead of him every time in terms of complete scores. But again,
yeah,
Paul's very delusional about his place in NBA history, and always has been. But Shea is very much like that in the sense that this dude can score in so many different ways. His mid-range game is untouched. His float game is untouched. He can shoot the three now. He wasn't much of a three-point shooter when he came in the league. Now he's hitting like two of them a game. He
He can put
obviously
his
can get to
back
the
to the
line. Whenever,
basket now. The
yeah,
smaller
he
guards
can.
get on, he put his back
Yeah,
to the basket. Like, yo, my
he can
God.
he can back down smaller guards. He can get to the rim. He can get fouls. He gets to the line. He is the most complete player in the NBA right now. And just the way that he just comes in and closes teams out is just scary, man. And again, that team is close to an unbeatable as we've seen since the 6-17 Warriors.
yep.
Yo, they might go 81-1, yo. I
Uh,
Honestly, at this point, I'm not putting anything ahead of them. I'm not putting anything, but
don't see nobody beating.
74 wins is easily attainable to the point where I've really considered putting money on it because there's good odds on it. I would, that 74-8 is very attainable for them.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
Barring injury and load management, yes.
Yeah. And even still, you've seen them sit their whole guys in the past and still
and
win by
still
20.
win. They got so much talent. They can still win. But I do think
They
that
did
when
it
they,
last year in the game.
yeah,
They
when they
set
when
everybody against Portland and beat them by 25.
I just think that when they start getting closer to the number, I think it's gonna be impossible to get them guys to load manage. Like when they start getting close, they're gonna be like, "Hell no, coach! It's time to put the hammer down."
I think they want it.
Yeah,
They want to win everything. This team is as focused
they
as anything that they want to win everything. They're gonna
they
want to
went.
win. They're gonna want to win the cup. They're gonna
Yep.
want to win 74 games, and they're gonna want to go through and win the championship and clean sweep the playoffs. And yeah, this team. This is one. This might be the team of the decade. You know, just
Might be the team ever. It's
team
just
ever.
In terms of
Best team
talent,
ever.
in terms of talent and potential, I think this is the greatest team we've ever seen.
yep.
And
In
I've heard
terms of
some people
talent and
try to
potential.
yeah. And I've heard some people try to say, well, they're gonna win 74 games in the league where half the league's tanking. I don't want to
No,
hear
they're
that.
not.
They're not. The
Because let's
72 win Bulls, once that team, there's 96 Bulls, won 72 games in a weak ass league. That league, the league in 96 was weak. There was 2 expansion teams in the
Oh,
league that year. Look, facts are
I
facts,
mean,
bro.
you're
Facts are
not wrong.
facts.
I wouldn't say it's weak, but being that there were 2 expansion teams in the league, yeah, that does make I wouldn't say the league was
There was
bro,
weak.
two,
there's still
yeah.
two expansion teams in the league now. Look at the Magic.
The Magic.
What is he talking about?
I don't know what
I'm
he's
talking
talking about.
about in terms of
They're as bad
actual
as
expansion
the
teams.
Magic look like they just started 2 years.
Yeah, well, you know what? We had 2 37-point games by Desmond Bain.
This is the league where the Clippers is. You see the Clippers like, yo, this is a terrible league, bro. When you look at the top of the
I
league,
disagree with that, bro. I
Oh, it's
disagree.
man,
not a
when you look
terrible
at the
league.
top of the
No, no,
league,
no, no, no. No, it's top heavy right now.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
if you look at the
saying.
top,
I
you
don't
do
even agree
have
with that.
look. No, this league right now, the way right now is the most talented league that I've seen in the last 30 years in terms of top to bottom talent. Even the bad teams, even like the Charlottes of the world, are good, are competitive every night. The only shit teams in the NBA right now are the really, 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 really bad teams. Washington, Brooklyn, and even Brooklyn looked pretty good last night. But New Orleans is terrible. New Orleans is god awful. New Orleans is god
Clippers are
awful. The
awful.
Clippers are
That's
bad.
five. That's
The
five right
Clippers are
there.
bad. Utah is competitive every night. They're not good, but they're competitive. You know,
Yeah, the
Brooklyn is
fact that
terrible.
the Utah Jazz got 8 wins, dog. I can't believe
Bro,
that.
yeah, Utah got 8 wins. I didn't think Utah would win 13 games this year. I took the under
Yeah,
with Utah.
yeah, I did too.
And Utah's under was 19.
I agree. I do think this is the most talented league ever. But let me tell you what I think.
Mhm.
Like, as a basketball player, this has happened to me, right? Me and my guys, young dudes, we got our young squad, we got our big man, we got our power forward, we got our shooting guard, small forward, and we all got our bags, and we go to the rec, and some 45-year-old men beat the fuck out of us with up and unders, pick and rolls, and backdoor cuts. I truly believe this is the most talented league, but it's also the dumbest league. These guys have no basketball IQ. Those guys in the 90s would just straight up outwork and outfox these guys, bro. Like straight up, just off of basketball IQ, just off of fundamentals. They would straight up outfox these these ball players. Bro, this is the dumbest NBA I have ever
I'm
seen.
not. We
They
ain't
do
going
not
there.
know how to properly rotate. All they do is shoot threes.
Yeah.
Everybody's jacking up everything they get. Bro, the 90s, where they were fundamentally sound and talented, they would outfox these stupid ass ball players, bro. This is one of the
No.
basketball IQ wise, basketball IQ. This is one of the dumbest leagues we've ever had, bro. This might be basketball bags, skill sets, athleticism, preparation, medications, even contracts is at an all-time high. But pure basketball knowledge is at an all-time low right now. Like, this shit is bad. That's like, I watch the Wizards, bro. These dudes don't know where they going on defense. They
You
just
watching the
don't know.
Wizards, man. Come on now. Again, that applies to certain teams, yes. Yeah. Yeah. That certain teams when you watch them play, you're like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? You have no idea. But that's not with the good teams. With the bad teams, yeah. With the Washingtons and the Brooklyns and the New Orleans. Like I've watched the Pelicans more than I really should. I watched but they they are horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
When I watched them play the Lakers the other night, bro, they are horrible. But also, their 5 best guys are injured. Trey Murphy's been in and out of the lineup. Zion, whatever.
Who knows?
It's
We don't even
just
know. We don't
he
know, Stan. Just leave Zion
lost
alone.
cause.
Yo,
I
like
think
Big
he's a
Cat.
lost cause at this point.
Let's take Big Cat for an example. He's the prime example of what I'm talking about. This man, damn near 7 foot. If he's not 7 foot, he can ball handle. He can pass the ball. He got a post game. He can shoot the three. He can create space to shoot the three. But he's out of position every fucking defensive play, bro. He's out of position 9 times out of 10. Where they giving up the play in rotation, it's him. 9 times, yo, when you watch him play,
Towns,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
when
should be much better defensively.
what I'm saying is IQ
Yo,
wise, he don't be knowing where to go. He don't be
yo,
knowing what to do. So it's just like
if you watch Towns at Kentucky, if you were somebody who stopped watching basketball, you only watch college ball, you saw Towns at Kentucky, you would think you're like, man, Towns probably got 2-3 defensive player of the years by now. You'd be very surprised of what he's been in the NBA if you watched him in college.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dog.
Yeah, I agree about Towns. Towns should be much better defensively. And he, again, as an offensive player, he's close to elite offensively.
Yeah, I don't know.
Defensively, it just hasn't translated to the NBA. But I know what you're saying. But again, with the bad teams, yes. With the good teams, I don't agree with that. If you watch some of these good teams go at it, it's like, shoot, it's been some really entertaining basketball this year to start the season. Really good, but there's been some really bad basketball as well.
Yeah, I just think as a whole,
the teams at the bottom,
I think
teams at the bottom are really bad.
I think as a whole, the 90s and 2000, between 1990 and maybe let's say 2010, right? Those eras, 19 to 2010, they are so much smarter. Yo, LeBron James, like this man is getting a pass almost because these dudes are stupid. Not to say I'm not trying to take nothing from LeBron, but these guys are so stupid that he's not even working as hard. Like the game is easier for him now than it was when he was fighting the Pistons and all of them in his prime. So it's like, I just don't see. I don't see the basketball IQ. I don't see I'll be watching the game like, please rotate. God damn. Like I'll be upset watching it. Like I know he's not about to take this shot, and he took the.
Yeah, I still think that overall, the league is in a good spot. I think it's a lot of good teams in the league in both conferences. I think everybody kind of expected the West to be far superior to the East, but I think there's a lot of solid teams in the East. Toronto Raptors came from out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere. I think most people thought they had a decent chance to be a pretty good team, but they've looked really good this year. Celtics are better than people thought. Yeah, I mean, the Cavaliers have been surprisingly mediocre, but I'm gonna assume they're gonna get it together. And of course, the West has been good. Obviously,
the Cavaliers, Reggie. Hold up. I'm sorry. The Cavaliers. Prime example of talent everywhere and no fucking basketball IQ whatsoever outside of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, some of their guys have been in and out of the lineup, but yeah, I'm with you.
I'm talking basketball IQ.
Yeah, they should have enough talent to overcome it, but yeah.
Like they don't know how to. They don't know how to. They don't know how to win. Like they don't know to do the little things. Remember they used to say shit like put your foot on the baseline, box out, follow your shot. Like the basic fundamentals of what basketball is gone for the most part. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are a good team. They are a highly talented team. But outside of Donovan Mitchell, I hate to say this, outside of Donovan Mitchell, they are dumb. Jared Allen, dumb. Evan Mobley, dumb. Darius Garland make a smart decision every now and again. Dumb.
I think a lot of that's coaching, though. And I think there's a lot of that's coaching. And Kenny Atkinson has made them a better team.
Yeah, for sure. They'll be fine.
They've had some basketball IQ issues in the past. I agree with that. But I think they're with Atkinson as a coach, they've been much better with that. They are surprisingly mediocre this year. They're losing games to teams they should not be losing to.
Like I said, it is early. Like you remember, I was freaking out about the Magic, bro. I was freaking out,
and then they got their shit together. Like I
told
you,
they did get their shit together.
They get together. All right.
I'm not
Let's
gonna.
let's
I'm
move.
not. I'm not gonna say anything about the Paulo thing and why they played better when he was out. We're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, I ain't got the time to even try to figure that thing out.
Hey yo,
Let's
y'all should trade him for Giannis.
no, no.
What you doing right now? Paulo 2 first-round picks for Giannis right now.
We
What you
don't have
doing?
any picks. We trade all our picks. We don't have no
Oh
picks.
yeah, that's right. Desmond Bain got all y'all.
We don't have any picks. Okay, let's move on. We're actually gonna talk. We're gonna switch it out to music. Pusha T says that diss tracks are dead to him. He said, and I quote, "It's kind of dead to me. It's the ransom of what a diss track used to bring. There was a clear winner. Somebody would really bow out, and then that's it. The last man standing. Now it's just a whole bunch of noise. Even when we find the winners, it's still noise. It's like, man, then what's it all for?" That's what Pusha T said about diss records. For those who maybe new here, we do a whole diss track tier list. So you got three people here that really know and really talk about these diss records. You know, we're diss track aficionados, I would say. Stan, what's your thoughts about what Pusha T said here?
I mean, it's his opinion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I see the point in what he's saying, though. I just think that the Kendrick Drake thing has soured so many people because of how divisive it was. And look, if you go through the history of hip hop and the history of battles, high profile battles, and we all know the ones we're talking about, the high profile ones, the Jay and Nas, Cannabis, LL Cool J. I don't like putting Tupac and Biggie in it, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
50 and Ja, I don't like talking about that either because we know what that was. But there've been so many over the years, and I think the point that Push is making is that at the end of the day, there was a clear winner and a loser, and the loser recognized it and bowed out. Jay-Z recognized that Nas got him, and he bowed out. Cannabis recognized that LL stature had defeated him. Wasn't so much the bad records, it was the stature of LL Cool J. Just the presence of LL Cool J beat him, not his battle records. But he knew that, he bowed out. I think now it's just dudes won't let the Drake Kendrick thing go. And I think Pusha excuse me, I think Pusha realized that he beat that with him and Drake's thing, he took Drake down. But nobody gives him credit for that. People don't give him credit for that. They still talk about Drake, and Drake still talks his shit, and he's still talking his shit with Kendrick. And I just feel like the Kendrick thing isn't going to be over with because I feel like Drake's going to have some more stuff for him on his next album. And it's like, dude, you got to let this go. Yeah. Niggas don't know when to let it go. And the fans don't know when to let it go. And I just think that it's gotten too stupid. I think like Nicki Minaj was going on this rampage about Jay-Z this and Cardi this, and it just comes across as attention deficiency. It's not about the sport of battling, it's about attention. Who can get the most attention? Why would Nicki constantly pick a fight with Cardi? Cardi not messing with nobody.
But that's not
Cardi
even
just
like,
out here making
that's not even like a but that's not even like a battle. They're not going like on wax dissing each other. That's not even a battle. That's just something else. That's a different situation there.
Cocaine fuel and aggression, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but to that point, when I saw they was doing all that yakking online, I had no interest in them actually dropping any diss records. I didn't want to hear any battle tracks from either one of them. And from that perspective, I actually kind of sort of see where Pusha T's coming from. For me, but I'm viewing it from a different lens. I actually, to be honest with you, I don't even want to see any more battles now. Honestly, I don't want to see another battle, at least not from two high-profile guys. I wouldn't mind some smaller guys, or of course watching like URL and King of the Dot. But like, I don't know if I want to see any more battles because the Kendrick Drake thing really showed that the battle really does divide hip hop when it's guys of that stature. And maybe because social media is into it, maybe that's a big reason why it felt different than like Jay-Z and Nas. It just felt different.
Social media makes everything worse.
Yeah, because
social media has made everything worse.
Yeah, when Takeover came out, it wasn't like I was sitting there like, man, that takeover shit whack. That's trash. Even though I know it's dope because I'm a Nas fan, I wasn't saying that that's whack. But that's kind of what happened in the Kendrick Drake thing. Like people just picked a side and they said everything the other side put out was trash. And it's kind of it kind of like messes up the spirit of the battle. But again, it's because of social media. If we had social media back then, it probably would have been the same thing. But like because of that, I don't even want to see no more battles, honestly.
Social media has destroyed people's ability to think as individuals, and that's just in general. It just makes it has destroyed the ability to make to have
Decision.
opinions based
Yeah.
on
Yep.
your thoughts. It's now to the point where it is now people are influenced by what they see on social media, and their opinions are influenced by people that they like opinions on social media. We have lost collectively. We have lost the ability to think as individuals. We now it's more group think stuff, and it's now almost cult like. I'm a Kendrick guy. I'm a Drake guy. I'm a Drake person. I'm a Kendrick person. I'm riding with this nigga. Fuck the other dude, no matter what he does. And that's what we have now. That's why with what he said, I agree with it because it has. But I think it's more again. I think it's just more so the social media thing has made it so that people collectively do not think as individuals anymore. And you can, that can go in any different direction. Musically, sports, politics, everything.
Yep.
People have
Yep.
lost the ability to think as individuals now. It's all a lot of it is influenced by the groupthink algorithms of social media and what you're seeing every day. And that's what really I think affected the Kendrick Drake thing and made it to the point where I don't want to see that shit no more either.
Yeah. I don't.
I don't want to
Um,
see it.
Kurt, what do you got?
Brother, you remember a while ago when we first did the Kendrick Drake, me and you was talking, and I was like, I'm just want us to battle. Like, I'm just happy I don't have to ride with Drake, Kendrick, and you don't have to ride with Drake.
Right.
Like I was like, Reggie think I won, Kendrick won, and he think Drake won. So we both think each other stupid ass niggas.
Yeah.
But that's where it stops at. He has
Yeah.
an opinion. I have an opinion. I'm not gonna hate Reggie over his opinion, bro. It's a lot of you fuck with Drake, you a bitch ass nigga. It's a lot of that going on. Like, like it's a lot of yo, I'm with Kendrick, any nigga with Drake, yo, bump. Like, it's a lot of that going on, bro. And I just feel like I like the back and forth. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like Stan is a Jay-Z man. I'm a Nas man. We can have that conversation, Jay-Z, and I'm all for it. But when it gets to the point that Stan is just saying shit because he heard Reggie say it, you know what I mean? And I'm just saying shit because the internet is telling me to say it. And it's no longer me and Stan debating. It's
Right.
me and Stan debating what's trending.
Exactly.
That is the shit that I don't like. People now, if you're gonna listen to the music and dissect it yourself and then form an opinion, let's have that discussion. This is what
Right.
we do here. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But Reggie will never agree with me just because it's me. I will never agree with Stan just because I want to be cool with Stan, bro. Like, that's not how it works, bro. Like, I feel like, and then when you do that, right? When it's like, and then now let's, like I just said, Stan said it because Reggie said it, but let's do that times 1,000.
Right.
Let's
Exactly.
multiply that times 1,000 and have a bunch of people who know nothing about our culture,
Yep.
who know nothing about, you know how we do the rubric of battle
Right.
rap?
Right.
We got battle rap songs in A and B tier that the world would think is S tier. Like we put Not Like Us in A tier. Like niggas will watch that. People that's not about the culture would watch that and say, "Yo, they stupid." But if they understood second round KO, if they understood what Ether was, if they understood what Compton City G's was, we can have that opinion. We can have that discussion. So I agree with Pusha, but we can't kill battles, dog. We can't we gotta do a better job. Like guys like the true hip hop fans, we gotta do a better job of policing and gatekeeping the culture of certain parts. Not gatekeep the culture. I think the culture is for everybody. Asian, black, white, Mexican. Have fun with it. But we need to do a better job of like setting the rules of it, like of policing how people are acting. Because a battle rap is just that. Like he said, somebody lose, somebody win, right? But the great battles, we talk about them forever, dog. We still talk about 50 and Ja. We still talk about Nas and Jay. We still talk about Easy E and Ice Cube and all of that shit that happened. You know, we still talk about it. So I understand what he said. I think for him, it's more so of the dick riders. I think he didn't want to say it, but I think he really meant like it's too many dick riders in the game right now.
That's
And people,
exactly what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
There's
exactly what he was trying to say. That's
there's
exactly, he just said it in a nice way.
there's
Like we
one
got
more
these dick riders and we got these niggas that can't take losses.
yeah,
Exactly.
there's one more part of it I want to read off just to make sure we get this whole thing. That this is another part of it that people were debating is that he said it's not the same ransom anymore. Back in the day, to me, I felt like he'd be career ending. Now it's not. It doesn't hold as much weight. You can still get another shot at it. So he's almost saying that like in a battle could be a career ending situation. And that's the part of why I don't agree with him because I don't necessarily think that. I think that in a situation where someone lost and their career got ended or altered, I think it was more things going on than just the battle. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't think like Kumo D's career was ended because of the LL battle. I think the battle was what it was. LL was able to continue to go where Kumo D was just more of an 80s rapper. And now LL didn't end his career, right? Like I don't think LL ended Cannabis's career. Like if anybody who was there, we knew what Cannabis was. Like Cannabis
Yep.
is not going to be he's not going to go on a Jay-Z 98 to 2000 run. Like that's not who he was. He was an underground, closely held, hard spitter. Like he wasn't going to be a star. You know what I'm saying? So LL didn't
Right.
end his career. He wasn't going to be a star. You know what I'm saying? But the perception was that it was ended. So I don't agree that a battle ends your career. Even with Ja, I don't think the battle ended Ja's career. I think there was some
No, the
other
battle
factors.
ended Ja, yo. I'm
It
sorry.
didn't. It
It
was
was
other
the
factors.
battle.
The Bowden in Ja, the FBI did.
Yeah. The
Well,
fans ended them.
technically speaking, that's true.
The
The
That's
fans
true.
fans
ended
ended
them.
That's
them.
true. That's true. That's true.
Ended that murder inquiry.
You right. You right.
That wasn't 50 Cent. That was the feds that ended the murder inquiry.
Yeah,
But
50 definitely threw some haymakers,
He
and he
did.
definitely landed some, but it was the feds that ultimately killed
And it
Murder
was
Inc. You
time.
right.
And it was time. Like he at that point, Ja's time had kind of started to run low. I mean, he had the song with Bobby Brown, and while it was somewhat of a hit, you could start to feel it was like, all right, bro, like we starting to fall a
I
yeah,
bit.
think we're getting bored.
Yeah, we getting
yeah, that was horrible, horrible. And again, and 50 would know what that means because a couple years after that, that's when his time was up.
exactly.
I think that sometimes people get caught up in the battle stuff and think that stuff ends. It doesn't really end people's. I mean, look, there's examples of battles ending guys' careers. I think there's examples of it out there,
It is.
but there's
Which one?
examples of it out
Which
there.
one? Which one?
I mean,
Well, somebody got
again,
ended.
can't you can argue Cannabis's career was pretty much ended, but at the same time,
How
like you
though?
said, he Cannabis was looked at as the next lyrical prodigy. Like there was people who was comparing him to Nas at the time. There's people that
This
was
is
calling
true.
him
This is
the
true.
next lyrical prodigy, and it
Mhm.
never happened. It never happened. Yes, he just never happened. Like this dude was all over. He was on the Fantastic Four. He was featured with Mike Tyson. There was all this other stuff going on with him. He was on the LL Cool J record 4321
Yeah.
with
Lost
all
with
this
the Lost
stuff.
Boys. Lost
Yeah,
Boys. Shit. Yeah.
yeah. So
Redman.
he was put up there as the next lyrical prodigy, the next Nas. There's been a
Yeah,
lot of dudes that been risen to the next
but he
Nas.
didn't have a machine behind him. That's what Reggie's saying. He never had the
Yeah,
machine behind him.
he didn't.
At no
I mean, he
point
had
though.
Wyclef. I mean, Wyclef was there. At the time, Wyclef was a big deal. At the time, he was a big deal.
Hey, Brad, you said who got their career ended? You asked who got their career ended?
Yeah.
What happened to Benzino after Eminem?
I mean,
Made Man was
To be
popping. He had
fair,
his own magazine and all that.
The magazine
To
did
be
get
fair,
killed. Yeah, good thing.
the
Like he
magazine got
smoked
killed.
everything.
Yeah,
But
I mean he
Benzino
didn't have a
never was. He wasn't a has
yeah,
been. He was a never was.
yeah, exactly,
But
exactly. But
but,
the
but the man
magazine,
was very well respected.
no, he
And they was
wasn't. What
By
are
moving
you
through
who?
the
talking about?
game.
By who?
About
By who?
who? The streets,
By
maybe, but he
who?
wasn't. They
Some
wasn't
goons.
not as
The
street
goons in
views, not as
Boston.
rappers.
Some goons up in Boston. Maybe
In the mean
the dudes
streets
that
of
stabbed Paul
Boston.
Pierce. Maybe I don't know, but
Yo,
nah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I know, me too. Yeah,
Paul Pierce got hit up in his
I
face.
stood up. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
about the made men niggas. But no, it's
But the magazine,
this
he's right.
the
Yeah,
magazine was killed. So
yeah.
there are examples where that's happened, but for the most part, is Jay-Z less respected because Nas bested him?
No,
Actually,
I don't think
we
so.
actually respect Jay more for bouncing back. Like, not too many niggas could have survived the ether, let alone elevate themselves. I'm being honest, bro. That was vicious.
Ether was what the title of the song was. It was Nas called a napalm bomb.
yep.
Yeah,
True
exactly,
scatter like
exactly,
roaches.
exactly,
And
exactly.
niggas was scattering after that one. It's like, what do we do now? But it's happened. But at the end of the day, I think that part of it I don't agree with what Push said, but I do agree with the fact that the battle stuff just
Yeah,
kind of got played out.
yeah.
And I do think the Kendrick Drake thing really played a role in that.
It did.
I did not like what it did to hip hop
I agree.
community.
I
I
agree.
didn't like it. It was too much. It was almost Tupac and Biggie again.
Yeah, bro.
Uh,
I do.
it was too much of that divisiveness, and that's not what we need right now at this time
I agree.
of a world of divisiveness. We don't need that in hip hop.
Like, can you imagine if Ether? Can you imagine what happened if today Ether and Takeover dropped? Like in close proximity, like Takeover drop,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Ether drop a week later, bro.
yeah.
It would have ruined it. Like the reason that we love Ether and Takeover. I'm a Nas fan that loves Jay. A lot of Jay-Z fans love Nas. So it's like to see them battle, whether you think Jay or Nas won, whether you think Jay or Nas is your man's, just to see that happen,
Right.
to hear that, that's enough for us right there. Of course, we're gonna have opinions about who won, but just the fact that it was them two to see what now it's like, oh nah, yo, you a Jay-Z fan, bro. You can't sit over here.
Right.
Like back then, it was like, you a Jay-Z fan? Come
That's
sit your ass down so I can
yeah,
give you this word.
exactly.
You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
Exactly. That's how it
yeah,
was.
it's not that no more, bro. It's like all the Nas niggas stay over here, all the J niggas gonna stay over here. Like, we can't even mingle with each other no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do
And
you know how black Republicans, if Jay and Nas had beef today, black Republicans, they would have lost half of their fan base just by coming together. Now y'all together, now y'all friends. You know, I done beef with all these Nas niggas. Now you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they would probably look at Nas and Jay like they, to a certain degree, like they look at J. Cole for apologizing. Like, why is y'all on the same track now? Oh my God. Now you're gonna have both fans turn against you. So it's like it's a
yeah,
circus right now. It's a
yeah.
circus right now.
I agree. And look, I understand where Stan is coming from in terms of Stan saying he don't want to discuss the battle anymore because I get it. It's been done
Yep.
ad nauseum at this, but I get it. I mean, for me personally, I just love it so much that I like talking about it. But like honestly, I'm to the point now when it comes to the Drake Kendrick thing, I have no interest in discussing that battle with anyone whose opinion about hip hop I don't respect. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
Because like
right.
with y'all, yeah, we can talk about it anytime, maybe off cam. We can talk about it anytime. I still stand by what I said the whole time. I still think Drake won. I think Drake had the better diss records. Y'all might disagree. I would chop it up with y'all about that anytime. But in terms of talking to some of these losers online, I don't have any interest in doing
No,
it anymore because
I don't
Because
respect anybody's hip hop.
it's gonna turn into
Anybody under. Yeah, it just turns into a divisive thing,
yeah,
and
I agree.
especially with this generation. I don't respect anybody's hip hop opinion in the age of 30. I don't respect
I ain't gonna
anyone's
say
opinion
that, bro. I
because
ain't gonna say that,
they
but
don't
yeah,
they
I
don't
ain't,
have the knowledge because they don't
I
have
ain't
the
gonna say
knowledge. They don't have the
that.
knowledge
I'm
or the
not gonna say that.
respect of the culture.
I'm not
A
gonna
unless
say
lot
they
of these dudes,
educated themselves. Unless they
unless they
educated
yeah, they
themselves.
educate
educate
themselves,
themselves.
and a
Yeah,
lot of them, and this is the generation of uneducation.
True.
So this is the generation of I don't know. All right, well, you got Google, nigga. Nobody wants to do any research. Nobody wants to be educated on anything. So yeah, if you're under 30, I don't respect your opinion. It's just until you prove, until you open your mouth and prove me otherwise. If I see a nigga under 30, I'm not talking hip hop with him. I got a bunch of those dudes in my job talking about niggas said he ain't never heard a Tupac song. I walked away. I said, nigga, don't call yourself a rap fan if you don't heard a Tupac song.
I'm not. I mean,
don't call yourself a fan of rap and then tell me
I'm
about
sorry, you right
some.
He right.
Tell me, and then you tell me about some nigga that you say is the best rapper out, and I ain't never heard his nigga. Some street nigga that raps like he's fucking on fentanyl. I don't got time for that. If you can't have an intelligent opinion about rap, I don't respect your opinion until you open your mouth.
Yeah.
You're under 30, I don't respect your opinion because you don't know shit. If you once you open your mouth and you tell me, okay, you know some little something, you know a little something. But otherwise, if you're under 30, I'm not engaging in conversations with rap with you because odds on you don't know shit. Odds on your favorite rapper is trash.
And to a certain degree, he's right because imagine us trying to talk boxing with niggas that watched Muhammad Ali.
We can
like, what can we tell you about Muhammad Ali if you actually watched him? Now, if you didn't go back and watch Muhammad Ali, if you didn't go back and do your research, like we have an opportunity, especially now, whereas though we could damn near probably watch Muhammad Ali's whole career.
Yeah.
But imagine a nigga
on YouTube
who only seen highlights.
That's facts, bro. Because like back then we didn't have that option. Like I didn't hear Rakim's Paid in Full until I was in maybe 11th grade. I bought it from some guy selling CDs.
It was late as shit in life. It came out on cassette tape and vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can listen to anything.
It's much easier for them to research it. You're right.
Yeah. You can listen to anything.
Yeah.
Anything now. Imagine if we had YouTube and Apple Music and Spotify in 1998.
We'd be rich, Reggie. If we had YouTube and shit in high school, Reggie, we'd be better off, bro. Because we could have put all those motherfucking freestyles and verses on the fucking YouTube channel, and we'd have got hits because of that shit, man.
Exactly. We probably would have got canceled though. Stuff we were saying in them raps. We got disrespected.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying, like, imagine if we had all that knowledge and technology at our fingertips. Where back then, if you wanted to listen to Eric B. and Rakim album, you had to go find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I can just go on Apple Music and type in Rakim. His whole fucking catalog comes up.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I wanted to find out about Big Daddy Kane, if I wanted to find out about KRS-One, if I wanted to find out about Grandmaster Flash, all that shit, all I gotta do is put it in the Google, YouTube, and whatever. Shit pop right up. Everything. Yeah. That's why I don't understand why this generation is so fucking stupid, because they got everything.
Bro. I can't argue that point. It's fair.
And
they got everything at their fingertips.
And see, and then it's this generation's mentality of they're looking for something. They actually, like, if you go to somebody's stuff and you comment something and somebody don't like it, they will really click on your name, research you and everything you got and everything you know, just to put you out there on their page and expose you. Like, we're from that era. So when they listen to music, they're looking for a reason. We listen to the music to say, damn, what did he say? Like, okay, how's he going at him? Oh, damn, he killed him. See, them, we'll take it and say, yo, that third verse was crazy. They'll take it, and that'll be a reason why I don't bang with Stan, because this third verse is dedicated to your mans, and you ride with that. You ride with Reggie. The third verse is dissing Reggie, and you're a Reggie fan. So, bro, I can't fuck with you. I can't, like, no, yo, he a Reggie fan, bro. No, leave him alone. Like, and that shit kill me. That shit kills me.
I hate that this has kind of got into the, old man yonder. It's not even about that. It's just about what I see when I talk to young dudes, or what I see when I talk to young people, and it's like, yo, y'all know how good y'all got it, yo. Y'all literally can pull up anything about anything on your phone within seconds. You got it, and y'all stupid. Y'all stupid to the past. You stupid to the culture, but you want to rep the culture. No, that doesn't work that way.
Your
All
culture
right.
is more than drug selling, gang banging, shooting dice, and fucking bitches. The culture
That's
is
all y'all
way
want to
more
listen
than
to.
that.
That's
All
all
right.
y'all want to listen to.
All right. Let's close it out just very quickly. John Cena, his last match is going to be against Gunther. That's going to be the last John Cena match. Is that next Saturday? The
Yeah, I
main
think so.
event.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
next Saturday. Yep.
Yep. So last opponent. How we is that a good last opponent, Stan?
I think Gunther is an amazing talent, right? Um, I think I feel like what do they plan on doing? I don't care who it is. Me personally, like the guy that's going to fight him, I would personally would have loved to see. We talked about. I would have loved to see Edge be his last match, or I would have loved to see Randy Orton be his last match. Like those are the two guys that when Cena was becoming the man, those were the two guys that he really, really, really beefed with. Randy Orton and Edge. I would have loved to see it be one of them. But if it's going to be a passing of the torch type thing, I don't care who it is, as long as when that torch get passed, that you do right by Gunther. Like WWE, sometimes they mishandle talent. If you're going to make it Gunther, Gunther better be that nigga afterwards. If you're going to make it Dominic Mysterio, if it's going to be whoever it is, I don't care. It could have been Drew. I would have, to be honest, I really think Drew McIntyre, the most underappreciated wrestler in the business, I would have loved to see it be him. But quite frankly, I don't care who it is. I care about them doing the way to do right by Cena is to make Gunther the man. Like if this is going to be Cena's last match, the last time is now. Your time is now, right? And he's pushing it, and they're going to give it to Gunther, and Gunther's going to be his last match. If Gunther is not the nigga, is not that man, I should say, if Gunther is not like the top guy, then you just wasted John Cena's last match. So I really don't really care too much about who it is. I care about how they're going to promote and push this guy going forward.
All right, Stan, what do you
Yeah,
say?
I really don't care who it is. I just want them to do right by the talent. Like make
That's
make
fair.
Gunther that dude, because he just got
That's
the
fair.
torch from arguably the GOAT.
That's
So
fair.
that's what I care about. What are they going
Honestly,
to do
honestly,
moving
I don't. I
forward?
don't.
Yeah, Stan.
Honestly, I don't care who. To be honest with you, the first of all, the Cena when they start talking about passing the torch, Cena already passed the torch to Cody months ago. That torch has already been passed to Cody. Cody's the face of the company now. He's been the face of the company for the last 2 years. He's been the guy that's been doing the interviews on Good Morning America, on ESPN, on all these platforms. That's been Cody. He's already been doing that for 2 years. So that torch that everybody keeps talking about Cena has to pass to somebody, it's already been passed. It was passed to Cody, years ago, and it was reinforced when Cody beat him for the title at SummerSlam. So the idea that Cena has to pass the torch to a young guy, he already did it to Cody. As far as the Gunther thing, it's gonna be a great match. And he's gonna put Gunther over strong, and Gunther is gonna look. Gunther's the same dude that got a good match out of fucking Goldberg.
Right,
Goldberg.
I
right,
wouldn't. I, don't-
right.
Goldberg, who
I wouldn't
wasn't
say that
good in
was.
his
I wouldn't
prime.
say that was a good match. But go ahead.
It was better than
Man,
what
but
I expected. I thought it was gonna be a
hey,
train wreck.
that was the most impressive match you've seen from Goldberg participation wise in since WCW probably.
Yeah, it was the best thing. That was the best thing he could. He got the best out of Bill that you could expect. I expected a train wreck of a match, and it was actually a watchable match. He's the best. He's probably the best wrestler in the company. And to
Arguably,
me, yeah,
arguably,
you
yeah.
can argue about that. They got some really great performers in the company now. But Cena wrestling Gunther seems fine to me. It's fine. I don't know if I would have dropped the IC title before that. I would have had Cena lose the IC title to Gunther and put the IC title back on him. But I get it. I get it. Dom is probably one of the hottest heels they have in the company, so I get that. It was overbooked as hell. I mean, that was like Dusty Rhodes would say, man, that was overbooked. But I don't have a problem with it because it's gonna be a good match. And like I said, Cena already passed the torch to Cody. Cody's the guy. He's the face of the WWE. He's the guy that does the make a wishes and does all that stuff. He's the WWE champion. He's already been the torch has been passed to him years ago, really. Cody took that torch when he beat Roman for the title at Mania 41. So this idea that Cena has to lose his last match and he's got to pass the torch to a young guy. Who's the young guy he's passing the torch to right now?
I don't think him losing. I don't think he has to lose in order to pass the torch, though. I think whether he wins or
losing. But
you know what I mean?
Who is he passing the torch to? If you're talking about that, what young guy on the roster would be?
It would have to be Dominic
at that level.
It would have to be Dominic. I think it would have to be
Dominic over at SummerSlam. I mean, at the last show.
Yeah, I hate
to,
hate to cut y'all off, but we gotta get out of here. We're going for a little bit here. I'll just say very quickly. To me, the last match should have been the SummerSlam match against Cody. That should have been the last match. To me, that was a perfect passing of the torch match right there. So to me, his career should have stopped at SummerSlam, and that should have been it, or they should have had the SummerSlam match now. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have had what they had then. They should have had now, as opposed to this. So that's kind of how I feel about it. But we'll leave it there. All right, good stuff, fellas. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Till next time.
All right, man. That's good. Thanks.
Later.
Peace.